Hello, everybody.
Victor!
Why?
I'm so sad that I started.
Hello.
Man, just think of the eye.
Welcome
I
to
started when I thought it was just
session 9? 8?
Yes.
8. Session 8.
You're doing
Don't
great,
you feel
Katie.
funny, Ben? I bet you feel really funny, Ben.
I
Welcome
thought
to
it was
session
funny
8 of
back
Tides
then.
of Time, our actual play D&D podcast. It's not a podcast.
Yeah.
You're, like I said, you're doing great, Katie.
Yes. Last session, well, we'll get back into last session once we get over there. First, we have tavern events. I meant to do this, probably should have done the rest of this off stream or off recording. We're not streaming.
One
Oh
day.
my!
Maybe.
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
It's been a long day.
He's having a stroke, dude.
Call the
I'll be real,
ambulance.
it's been a long day.
I get that reference.
Wait, what the how does beer festival work? Up to 61 for each guest beer. What's happening? I'm trying to read what beer festival's doing. I'm just fading out. Do I just roll
Katie.
66?
Oh my
and-
god.
Also, Jared,
Up
I need
to
talk
66.
about
So it looks like we
something
get.
after the session or tomorrow.
What's a guest beer?
I don't know what guest beer is, so I guess it's
It's
66.
how many beers you've invited to the tavern, obviously.
All right, well that's easy. Plus 24, I guess.
That seems really strong.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a +4.
This will knock you off your feet.
Yeah, and we will visit that again later. Actually, I'll make it 1d6. All right, we'll keep the +4. I'm not gonna take away from you. Okay, Hangry's doing barbecue season. That's gonna give him an extra +2 for a total of +6. I fucked up. How did I fuck up?
Oh my
Maybe
god.
being bad.
Huh?
Me,
There we go.
at all stages of life.
Okay.
What's going on?
Does barbecue season require any gold? No. Okay, brewing beer. We'll get to that in a moment. Ben and Casper are gathering ingredients. That's going to
Just-
be 2 gold.
Just the daily grocery run.
And
Weekly
I
grocery run.
assume Death and Wicket, you guys are both going to be using those rare ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I won't bother to get rid of the R's. We'll just go ahead and roll first. So Death and Wicket, both of you can roll a D100.
Oh, I have a bad feeling I'm about to fat finger real hard. Wait,
48
did I do a thing? Hey!
Oh!
and 10.
Do we get more Iker or Iker as Mr. Matt
Death is
Black
attacked by
pudding.
Anne is attacked by a black pudding.
Oh, pudding.
Man, Anne's got like 4 black puddings coming after her, and Dusk's in jail.
Death is
I've
in
got-
jail.
I've got no. It's 3 yeastlings and 1 black pudding. Thanks.
Yes. All right. Anyways,
We started the
I'm gonna
cult.
go ahead and roll
If you
the
don't
gold
call
you
your
gain.
real life children yeastlings when you get older, I'm gonna like disown you.
It's
No, they're
gold
spermlings.
add-on. So you're at
No, stop.
48
Why would you
now.
say that? It would have cost you $0 to not say that.
It also cost me
Okay.
$0 to say that and put the idea of little humanoid sperm dancing around in your mind.
No, because I'm gonna tax you for it.
Hey, at least
How
I don't
much?
forget simple words.
That's text. Hey, I feel attacked.
I am attacked.
Attacked.
I will fight you.
Okay, tavern manager is 1 gold piece for +2.
I have so many pens.
Bringing that to 40.
I only
Also
have
put
one.
the Tavern Manager's Guild on feast.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, that's a.
Okay. Mijo, go ahead and roll for Dusk smuggling activities. This is freshly out Everything's cool for now. They wouldn't expect you to do this immediately.
No. Why would they? That'd be dumb.
You'd have to
Plot
be
twist,
crazy
he
to
actually
do
smuggled
that.
shit off the guards that arrested him.
Okay, and then Ash, go ahead and roll for spying. I believe the DC is currently 30. 38.
Oof.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Oh no, 38's above. Never mind, I'm crazy. I thought you
Big
did it for a
guy.
moment.
Alright, buddy.
I was getting excited. Again,
It's
long
like
day.
we're 5 minutes in and this is already a doozy.
It's fine. It's fine.
Nah,
Are you sure?
but
Yeah,
when you
it's
have
fine.
a long day, it just messes
Alright.
with your brain a little bit.
Oh no, trust me, I have had a very long day.
Murder Boner got killed and he's kind of sad about it.
What?
Murder Boner.
I repeat, what?
That happened. Anyways. Where is my
Jesus
document?
Christ.
There it is.
It's
Durning's
Jason Bourne.
Guide to Tavern Keeping. Let me roll my percentile. 97. 97. A
Shit,
gnome
awesome.
artificer visits your tavern with a remarkable clockwork automation in tow. The machine starts behaving erratically and eventually goes berserk, damaging the common room.
Can I roll to see if it's Qualish?
It's not Qualish, but you're welcome to roll a perception check.
Cool. I'm not going to.
Whoever's dragging a dice around, I need you to stop doing that.
I lied. I
Okay.
actually really want to do that.
Luckily, you guys ignore the damages because you have extra security that kicks the gnome out and his invention before it can go fully awry.
Do I notice anything?
Do you notice anything? There's a gnome artificer. You've never seen him before.
Nice. All right, perfect.
It is there.
And you've never
front
seen
of you.
Qualish, so
wait,
Could
wait
be.
a second, Bill, bud.
Okay.
you don't know that it's not.
So, what is our roll total? Someone roll a percentile plus 46.
Guess who's not gonna roll that?
Ooh.
That's not a
Big
percentile.
sad.
That's a
Oh.
D20. Okay.
That's a percentile.
61. Not much better.
8 better.
You do get money instead, though. So, I'm gonna roll that. So it's 1d6 times 21, 105, and then that is reduced. 105 minus 20 plus 49, and then 134 times 0.92. Okay, you get 123 gold pieces and 2 silver pieces, 8 copper pieces.
This man's really out here doing math.
All right.
So
And
impressed.
that is our tavern events for the day. So, last we
So, dos homonos?
left off. Let me find
Not gonna
a good
lie.
old soundtrack.
When I saw Gloaming Crag, I read it as Gaming Crag, and I got really excited.
It's a gaming crab.
So I was gonna try and keep everyone from going there.
Bum, bum,
Okay.
bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
So, last session, the party moved their way into the Barrier Peaks for a first time. Jasher began heading north, telling you guys he needed to find a necessary item for the trials ahead. The monodrone began flying ahead of you, yelling that he needs to find and rescue his master, or something along the lines. And then you all climbed one of the statues on Lost Man's Way and teleported towards Rogue's Ruins. Upon arriving there, you found a group of highwaymen who were also traveling with their own guide, a trapped vampire named Centimere. After a brief moment of absolute chaos, enhanced by the reappearance of the party's lost bird, Sorrow, the highwaymen ended up dead while the party recovered and freed the trapped vampire. Centimere agreed to share his knowledge of the barrier peaks in exchange for allowing Mary Greymalkin and himself to depart during the night peacefully. Giving you all the locations you have on the map now. And then before leaving, Mary offered one last card pull, and Sorrow decided to take up the mantle and pull 10. Upon pulling 10, a lot of good effects, a lot of bad effects, and he had the one card to rewrite a event in history. He thinks to himself, the card transforms and crackles into the sky, and we wait a brief moment, and then it crackles back together and falls on the ground.
Alright, well, I'll pick it back up and wish for something else to happen and reoccur.
Yeah. So, out of character before the recording, we had to talk because one of our players wasn't okay with what happened with the time traveling bits, which is fully okay. So for the recording, I am denying Sorrow's wish because it's too far in the past. He has to pick something more recent. Or
So,
save the card for later.
Sorrow is choosing... Fuck that, no. Sorrow is choosing to go back and change his drawing of the card. Changing the count.
He doesn't want to lose literally all of his shit.
Yeah. So, Sorrow, you throw the card in the air once again. It uncrackles, and this time, everything around you begins to fade away to where it's just you and a black void. And then, it begins to reconstruct, and you see, you are slightly translucent. You are in a bush, watching the campfire, and you see in a frozen time of you about to take cards out of the deck, just moments prior. No words have left your lips yet, and there's a big, menu that says, Player 1 ready.
Alright, well, I'll tap the menu with my hand.
Okay. Tap the menu. The frozen version of your body kind of like glows a little bit of light, and it's just like sitting there waiting.
Okay. Is there any other menus here? Like, is there a drop down?
Now, it says enter to begin.
Can
Alright,
he
well,
make
I'll-
himself taller?
I will enter.
Character mancer.
I will enter. Character
Okay.
customizer.
Yeah.
Well, I do wish I had slightly grayer silver feathers.
You walk into your body, matching the form that it's taking up, and everything begins to go back into motion, playing back in, with you getting ready to pull the cards out, and Mary saying, "You have to declare how many you want."
Alright, well, then lass, I think 3 shall be my lucky number today.
Okay. You pull 3 cards, pulling the Comet, the Key, and the Vizier, which we already know what they do from last session.
Remember.
Yeah, the rapier forming in your hand, the knowledge in your head that you can ask one question and get a truthful answer, and then whatever the last one does.
The knowledge that I have to single-handedly best the next combat.
Yeah, and you get rewarded if you do. And Mary, who sees no visual difference, is like, that's kind of boring. Anyways, bye. Like, walks away with Centimere into the forest. And you're
Bye.
left. Yeah, you're left slightly confused at what transpired, because a lot of events happened to you in a short amount of time.
10 out of 10.
So, did anyone have any campfire scenes they wanted to do? Otherwise, we'll just pass to morning.
Well, Sorrow's gonna study the party, like watch them when he should be on watch. He's watching them to see
Okay.
how they're interacting with each other.
A lot of them are currently, I think they're sleeping during your watch. Some of them are probably just relaxing.
Are we doing like campfire or just watch?
Some people were on watch for the campfire. You're around a campfire. Some people are on watch.
I mean, Anne tried to find Toba, and then she just got mad because she couldn't find Toba, so she's sleeping up in a tree.
So, Sorrow,
Okay.
how did you get here? This is not the place I would expect to find you.
Sorrow, the very first thing you notice, like now that you've gotten a good amount of time to look at them, they haven't aged.
Oh, Sorrow will stroke his neck area like there's a giant flowing beard on it now, but there's clearly not. And say, all the tales I could tell ye. All the tales.
Then
And
tell
he'll
them.
just stare wistfully off in the distance.
Anton scooches over to listen.
You have to speak to tell these stories, you know.
Aye, but as you know, I am the best talker around. And then he'll elbow, like, Calder a little bit, like, hey buddy, you want to help me out here?
He turns his head and it's like he's trying to avoid the conversation and sleep. Dusk, your passive perception and passive insight is high enough, and you've gotten a moment to look and interact with Sorrow for more than a minute, that you can see there's something definitely different about him. You don't quite know exactly what it is. He walks
I
differently.
have a new mask.
He does have a new mask.
Is he-
And he doesn't have his horns. It's like there's
Random
visual
guess.
changes.
Is he
But, like,
older? Random
He is
guess.
older. Yes. It's visually hard to tell that he's older, but like his gait is different. The way he walks, the way he acts is a bit slightly more mature than you remember.
How long have you been here? Did something happen?
Sorrow's just gonna shrug and say, at least a year. At least a year.
Oh. But he's been gone for like only 3 months now, right? Maybe 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't. Wait, but.
God damn
fine.
it.
Anton looks
Big
really
brain
confused
time for
and then
Anton.
literally just gives up.
Big brain time
You're
for
finally
Also-
getting the hang of it, Anton.
Everyone has inspiration, of course.
Alright, well, Sorrow's just gonna give him a shrug, because he doesn't have his notepad anymore to write shit out, to better explain, and he doesn't know any time travelers and shit. So you know what? He's gonna write in the dirt.
Terrible plan.
He's gonna, in the dirt, just write, well,
Slice of
I came
penis.
through a portal, through hell. I am now here. Been
So,
here at least a year.
Does try to convince Poppy to cast Detect Thoughts on him to get the story.
I don't
Okay.
think Detect Thoughts works like Read Mine.
She could read your surface thoughts, and you could allow her to peer deeper, and then she could see your memories.
Brothers is
Sure.
stuck in my yard. Sorry.
We can do that.
I'm gonna
So there's a
say,
duck in your-
so, Mijo, how I'm gonna do Poppy is you have the ability to control her, but anytime you want her to do something, you have to make a persuasion check against her.
Fair.
Good luck.
I would have rolled it anyways.
Yeah. So roll a persuasion. 19.
Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, not 20.
So-
Minus
So
1.
Poppy's like, yeah, sure, this seems interesting. And, begins casting her spell to detect thoughts. Do Do you want her just to
Alright,
read
well.
surface thoughts, or do you want her to go deeper and just read his memories?
I mean, whatever Sarah wants her to do.
Sarah would let her read surface thoughts like what he's thinking of at the moment.
Okay. So
Sarah
Poppy
proceeds
begins.
to think profusely of porn.
Ah, yes, naked Laurel.
Yeah.
And an owl bear.
Poppy,
Naked owlbear.
At the-
I'm gonna let Sorrow continue talking. Poppy is just gonna be translating what he says.
So, I went. I'll start with the kidnapping of my mommy, not mommy. The lady that took care of me was kidnapped, and it was brought to my attention by the people that kidnapped her. I went to the castle lanterns to fulfill the task that they required of me, which was the delivering of a ruby rod to the barrier peaks in Fiend territory. I went through a hell gate to come here quickly, because there's gates in hell that lead to different areas of the world. There's one inside of Waterdeep, for instance.
There sure
Then
is.
coming out upon the delivering of the rod, I was tricked and exiled here effectively, escaping Fiend territory, where I met Calder, which is the dog, wolf, technically a wolf, but like, he's a dog, he's a good boy. He's
not your
formed a
pet, he's your
bond.
equal.
He's a good boy, though. He likes the scratches. He and I have been living here for at least a year because Sorrow doesn't really pay attention to the time, but he lost his devil powers. He's roamed a little bit. He's gone to the Fey territory and Gloaming Crag and met the Bear King, and wishes for no one in the party except maybe he and Cade to go there at some point. If the party needs to go there.
I mean, we
All
can't
right.
go to Gaming Crab?
Dusk is going to thank Poppy.
Yeah.
Do the whole make sure she knows she is appreciated and loved.
She flutters up and
As an equal or like
makes
a
her
pet?
hammock.
She's definitely an equal. What? She even has a
Poppy just flips
humanoid
you off and
shape.
flies away.
But
Alright.
I think all we need for a character is sleep.
Alright, well,
Okay.
Anton just muttering to himself. So if time is like a map, and
Oh,
there for 3 months.
if time is like a clock, but there's 3 different clocks
Hey,
and they're all
Cade.
set to different
Hey,
times.
Kate, how does a map work?
You just look at it. Pretty simple, really.
Okay.
If anyone would like to determine how long Sorrow's actually been here, you can make a medicine check.
Hey.
why is my character sheet not loading?
Dust is the only one that cares. Hell yeah. Even Anne, his surrogate daughter.
Neither of those rolls are high enough to know for certain, but you know it's been more than 2 years.
Alright then.
It's okay. If he was there, if he's been here for 3 years, but he only left us 3 months ago, how does that map work?
A year per month.
See, it takes
Folded.
us 1 month
Folded.
to go
Folded.
from one
Yeah.
city.
We fade to black.
You can hear Anton's brain folding right now. They're wrinkling as he speaks.
No,
We
no,
fade
no,
to
no
black.
Ends up
smooth
talking
brain
about the
gang.
fucking map shit again, and she just goes, "Fold it." She goes to sleep.
We fade to black. We wake up in the morning.
Feeling like
Wake up
P.
in the
Diddy.
morning.
The campfire has died down. What do you guys do? Do you want to walk further or
Anne wakes
Well-
everybody up, but she just starts like getting ready to walk. She's super excited, like ready for the day. Let's go.
Wait, and weren't we going to teleport? I feel like that'd give us more time. We'd get there faster.
I think
I
we
mean,
were
she
gonna
kinda
walk
stares
to
at
the
the tower.
tower and then
Oh
teleport.
yeah. Yep, that's it. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, so you guys
Just
are
for a
close
moment.
enough that you can see the tower. So it's like this black metallic tower coming out of the ground. It has this red pulsing light on top. But you're a couple of days walk from there still. I think 2 days, if I have done my math
2
right.
days?
How far up into the air would you have to be able to see the ground by, like, at the foot of, rather than just the side and the...
To see the ground,
Because I assume we don't want me teleporting us into the air above the ground.
fair
Is the
enough.
Casper
tower
can only
uphill or
catch one of
downhill?
us.
It's a day and a half walk, 34 miles. So you there's no way you'd be able to see the ground from any height that is in your immediate vicinity. The lowest you could probably get on the tower is probably about, I would say, I'm just gonna roll 2d 100 feet. 150 feet.
Oh, darn. Sorry, Anton, I was gonna have Casper yeet you into the air so you could see the ground.
Yeah, that's...
So,
Everybody has to be with Anton.
Kate,
though.
quick question. Since Cade's a small creature, can he fit on top of, say, a riding horse with Anne?
Wait,
Maybe.
what?
I mean, I'd
Maybe.
see medium.
What is the plan?
Because, okay,
Like,
so
that's
how I
probably bad
envision it
touch.
is we have two mounts here. Me and the dog. So we could, in theory, mount up the slower ones of us to where we can get to the tower a little bit faster.
We'll have mechanical legs now, so I'm not that slow.
The gate is still smaller.
What?
Your gate is still smaller.
I don't think it
G-A-I-T.
is.
Yes. The amount of movement you get for every step is smaller than someone that is larger and takes
Well,
longer.
the legs are large.
Not as large as ours.
I'm pretty sure they're bigger than yours.
Oh, okay. So you're all leg. You're like 4 feet of leg.
Well, no, I'm standing
I
on
have a
top of
proposition.
them.
Oh,
I have a proposition.
What is that?
If we get Tova to make a sled man out of ice, we can slide down the hills.
no.
Mm,
If it's a straight shot and it's a hill,
Where
Why?
is my
It's-
super suit?
it's not one hill. It's about 50 hills.
Give me enough
Well,
water and I
it's
can
no
make it
matter.
one hill.
No, it's not. Do you see the map? We'd have to drag that up unless she's taking the time to make us sleds every time we get on top of a hill.
no, make one
Well,
big
hold
sled.
on.
We slide down it, and it wouldn't be that heavy.
Can we survive a fall from 150 feet?
Probably.
I can.
Maybe.
You can.
Maybe.
I mean,
It's
I
like
can.
what, 15d10?
15d6.
Yeah,
Dusk definitely could, and he has the healing spells.
Dusk could
I
definitely
can
make
become,
it, but also most of you would die.
I can become a wolf spider.
No, it's 15d6. Most of you would survive. All of you should survive.
I
Except
think
for
we
maybe-
should just walk there. We have already gained a bunch of time, and we're gonna gain a bunch
hold on.
more
Theoretically,
once we
what
get
if we
there.
climb inside of the bag of holding and we let Dusk carry us? Because he's fat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's the other thing to
Almost
count.
yeah, 15
uh,
minutes of air.
Of the 15 days that you guys had left, this is day 2.
Yeah,
The
so
bag holding
he has to he only has to like let us out every like what was it, 15 minutes for air? But after that,
No,
like
but
he's
it's
just
hold
You
on.
know,
No.
Dusk could
That's not how it
survive.
works.
So we put you all in the
It's-
bag, and then Dusk, we teleport, and
It's-
then Dusk survives.
But
10 minutes
per
divided
entity
by the
in
number of
bag-
creatures.
Yeah.
You only need a couple
Well,
seconds to
well,
fall.
I mean, Dusk still runs fast. Dusk runs fast. He could run a bit of the way.
Wait, no, hold on. He's onto something. So how many creatures would be in the bag?
5?
Just throw the bag.
More than
6,
5. You still have
5.
Karg and the Winter Wolf.
Let's call it 10 and say we have like
1 minute.
5 seconds.
Math.
10 divided by 10 is 1, right?
No, it's 5 seconds.
So we have a minute to teleport there. So we just have to get to a place where we can get them all in.
And you and I would definitely survive.
Yeah, I'd survive without a problem.
Saul would survive without issue, so you can take him out of the
Anton's
bag.
just gonna fall out of the air. It's like, well,
I
you
mean,
gotta
wait,
do
wait,
what
wait.
you gotta
Alright,
do.
Guys, I've got a knife. I can revive him. It's fine.
Ash, what's the can you change it to a giant eagle? Or is
I
that too
can't
much?
fly.
He cannot
I
have
can.
flying speed.
But I can turn it into a giant spider, so I wouldn't need to be in the bag.
Cade.
The
Jared,
trick would
Cade
be
also
convincing
be fine
Calder to
because
go
he has
into
a
the
grappling
bag.
hook.
Was he gonna?
Maybe.
What?
His spider mount might also be able to cling to the walls. Can I check and see if it has like vertical capabilities, like
I
spider
can
walk
turn
or
into
something?
a giant eagle.
What
oh,
are you?
Jared, so
what are you
you
asking
don't
me
need
about?
To be... Jared, so you carry us up. You carry
Oh, I
me.
can. I can carry one person.
You carry.
No. The way this would work is we teleport
the
there
coffin.
with Anton on his back, everyone else in the back holding, and then we just fly down and just let Dusk fall.
Sacrifice.
Honestly.
Why don't you go in the bag?
We
with
want to go
Solomon?
to the top of the tower, though, is the
'Cause
problem.
We want to have the least number of people in the bag holding as possible.
Does anyone
Okay,
have
I'm
binoculars?
actually-
Can you see into the top of the tower?
Okay, I'm actually really concerned. Okay, so here's why I don't want to go for the top of the tower, because I can get a rough approximation of where I land, and the rough approximation of the top of the tower is in the air around the tower. Is in the air around the top of the tower, and that's much more than a 150-foot fall.
Just overshoot it by a couple feet and we're all like flying.
Yeah, so I can lose 45 damage I take from falling damage. So I'm good to just fall from basically any of those
Sorry.
fights.
To respond to Sarah's question
and-
to respond to Sarah's question with a better answer, the coffin could be converted into a makeshift all-terrain vehicle. It would not be able to climb very well, but it would be able to drive and swim fairly well.
All right. Could it fit in the
Alright.
bag of holding?
No.
So no matter what, we're leaving this coffin behind because it's
Yeah.
either going to get destroyed on the fall or
Yeah.
it can't fit
So the
in the bag of
coffin-
holding.
The coffin, the entire apparatus combined, is about 10 feet tall and about 500 pounds, if more.
Ooh. Yeah.
So
Well-
scrap it now.
You want to cast the commune spell?
I want to
Do I?
teleport. Let's go.
I mean, I was just gonna pray to Eurus to see if I could get a hold of him, but
Because of mechanics, I have to say he cannot answer.
all right, I'll cast the commune spell.
Okay, do you have the gold component for that?
How much is it?
You tell me.
Fuck. Where the hell is it at? Commune's 5th level, isn't it?
Yes.
How long would it take for just me and Calder to reach the tower?
Okay, I don't have it right now, but I did just take a long rest so I can edit it and add a commune spell. Give me a second.
Calder could make... Calder could make it there in about a day. Maybe a little bit less than a day. Probably like somewhere around 6 hours.
So
That's a lot less than a day.
I mean, a day's
What?
travel is 8 hours.
yeah, so
True.
Calder and I could get down there if Anton gives us something for teleportation. Like,
Okay. It's
Or we could do this jank shit, which is probably more fun.
It's incense, a vial of holy or unholy water. So it doesn't have gold.
Hmm. But you do not have any of those material components, but since they don't have a gold cost, you don't need them. Okay. Alright, yeah. If you want to cast Commune.
Alright, I would like to commune with my god.
Okay.
And
So
ask him if there's any way he might be able to teleport us to where we need to go. Or at least allow us a way to where we can teleport.
it takes 1 minute to cast. So while everyone else is coming up with plans of how to do these things, Anne goes into deep prayer, and a lot of you can see the area around her begins to like crystallize into the familiar fractal patterns of the mirror realm. And
we've seen this before, right?
not in this way, but a lot of you have seen the fractals before.
Okay. Anton.
And I am actually praying, so.
Probably,
Yeah.
and then we'll.
And you can feel Urias's divine presence.
Hey dude, sup? You wanna give us
One
an
question
Uber?
down. 2 questions down.
Wait, what?
You're limited to 3 questions. You asked him what's up.
No!
Okay. You have 3
my
questions. He can only
She's your
answer.
kid, Anton.
You have 3 questions. You can only answer, or he can only answer in yes or no unless he needs to specify if the answer is unclear. But then you would get
so
unclear.
the first question is, do you have a way to get us to the Tower of Ogildor?
Getting ready for that sick mic effect.
No.
Jesus.
Is this the
there a
right
way-
voice modulator?
Oh god, it's so loud.
I hated that.
It's beautiful. What do you mean?
And then the second question would be, do you have a way to speed up our progress?
Yes.
Okay. It has to be like a yes or no question though. I can't really ask, how do I get to it? Like,
Yes.
Yeah. How do I do
Yes, though it will be taxing.
ooh.
that?
Is there a
Teleport
way I can-
shenanigans. Teleport shenanigans. Teleport shenanigans.
I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys do teleport shenanigans, Sorrow and Calder can go to the monastery. You can
Okay,
teleport from the
can
tower to
Anne-
the monastery.
Can Anne talk to the party without, like, breaking the spell?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, got it. Well, I wasn't sure because, like, concentration and
Yeah.
shit, but,
The spell
she would let the party
technically-
know that she does have a way to get everyone to the tower.
Yeah, the spell technically has a duration of 1 minute, but I'm fine with spreading that out for the sakes of planning. If you have a third question that you need to wait on for
Yeah,
talk
she
to
would
people.
tell the party that she has a way that she might be able to get everyone to the tower, but it would severely tax Urias and we wouldn't be able to get help from him for a while.
Sorrow would prefer you don't do that.
I feel like we should save our pocket god for.
pocket.
Anne is
Don't
very
have
offended
another
at
one.
this term.
You know,
God,
it's
you
like
guys remember that Pocket God game where you had the little ooglings?
Well, you
I
collect
remember
your
Yes,
that
that was
gods.
Pocket
such a
God
good game.
I have
That
so
is a
many
good game.
gods from that.
sounds like gachapon mixed with poke.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, if we're not gonna do that, then Anne would probably ask Urias if there's anything she can get for him while she's here. So she doesn't waste the spell.
Hold on, give me a moment to
Hey,
think
wait.
about that.
He says yes, and the spell ends.
Yes.
Bring me the cat. It's meowing. Do you want to leave it there? You can leave it there. It's your
Why are
cat.
the ducks still in my yard?
Sorry
It's
about that.
okay.
That's
Gotta go suck it, Ben.
Ben. He's looking for grapes.
Okay.
I'm getting a cat.
Okay.
Your changeling brethren are near.
Ooh. Anna's very excited.
I am with you always, child.
And with that,
So-
the fractals and dissipate, and you're back to normal reality. The spell has ended.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
Well, she's gonna
So
let
we've got a
everyone
few
know
options.
that the changelings are nearby, so.
1. Sorrow and Calder get there in 8. It's safe. And it's pretty fast.
Regardless, Sorrow is going to mention that he's going to split up from the party and go to the other objective. Whatever is happening, he is splitting up.
Would you like some company? I think I'm almost as fast as your wolf, to be honest. I don't know how fast he is, but I'm quite big.
Dusk is actually quite fast, yes.
She doesn't
Dusk
need
has
that.
offered to travel with you,
that.
so you're not by
She
yourself.
doesn't need that yet.
Alright, well,
Ash,
Sorrow will
be like
mention
slightly
to Dusk.
slower.
Alright. No, Sorrow would rather Dusk be with the party. He's worked his way through these woods for a while now, so he knows the ins and outs, and he would rather Dusk be with the party as a means of protection.
In that case, I think it would be best for us to teleport there. So, Sorrow and Calder, you two can go your own way. Does that sound good?
Alright, well, Sorrow will nod and take out his
Dusk gives him his big
token
boy
that he
alarm.
has to remind us. Oh no, Sorrow's handing him a token of his that he's had since his childhood about his parents and stuff.
Dusk gives him his
All it
big
is-
boy alarm.
No,
No,
I
sorry,
give
Sorrow's
him
not gonna
the
take a
big
big
boy
boy
alarm
alarm.
because I still have an extra.
Sorrow refuses to take a big boy alarm.
Fine.
He's giving you a little crest. It's like a seashell that just has some etchings in it.
Got it.
Cade, you hear Card kind of like, you see him like look around and he like whispers to himself like, where's my big boy alarm? Just like under his breath that nobody can hear except you.
Alright, so Saul will mount up on Calder and say monastery or tower?
What was that?
We'll be going to the We'll be going to the tower first.
Alright, well, Saul will nod then and start headed off towards the monastery.
Let's get somewhere high
Okay.
for some shenanigans.
Yup.
All right, so you guys
So
get
they
moving.
get in the bag.
So they get
So
in
we
the
get up somewhere
bag and
high.
you're teleporting over.
Yep.
Okay, so I think the plan is everyone except for Cade, Anton, and Dusk get in the bag. Anton
Well,
polymorphs
no.
into an eagle with Anton on his back. Okay? That way Anton takes a minimal amount of damage, if any, and Dusk is the only one that's safe to fall.
Wait,
Everyone else is
but
in the bag, and we teleport.
you need to be with us in order for me
I will.
to.
So
I'll
you
be
guys
right next to
will
you.
you guys will be leaving behind the coffin.
Coffin.
You don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like one of you has the rings that it follows, but you don't know if there's a range on that ring.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like we go
Okay.
back to Waterdeep and everything's fine, and then just a coffin appears one day.
So there are multiple things that are just following me, and eventually will catch up.
Yeah. He's got
All
the
right, I
iron
say we
golem.
do it.
They'll show up eventually.
He's got those. He's the map, right? He's like this one tack on the map that's slightly magnetic, and there's some paper clips that are eventually working their way towards him.
But I think that's the plan.
Oh,
got a good
also,
plan,
Wicked's
y'all?
not in the
Y'all
call
agree?
anymore.
Oh, she's not. Where's
Oh,
Wicket?
She must have died.
Wicked muted, and then she must have died. Yeah.
I guess now's a good time for a break.
Seems like it.
Well, in
I'm
that
so
case,
excited for this to go so wrong, dude.
Anton's just gonna fall 150 feet.
Wait, repeat the plan back to me. I am turning into an eagle, and
To
then
carry Anton. So
yeah,
we'll teleport with Anton on your back, Dusk nearby holding a bag of holding, with everybody else inside the bag of holding. They're
okay.
just gonna go
guys
there,
wanna see
drop,
the
and
cat?
Anton's gonna be on your back. Want to see a handsome boy?
Oh my gosh, look at the cat. Look at Nugget.
Oh, hey, look, there's a skeleton in the background. Where'd that come from? Time for the skeleton war.
Look at that. Look at that sexy beard.
I laughed
Oh my
earlier
gosh, it
and
has
it
a
scared
little
the crap out of
spot
me.
on its head.
Ben,
Oh, you think that's cute? Let me see your tail.
Yes,
Just
me
a little
too.
bit. Can I please see your tail?
I got the camera ready. I'm good to go for tomorrow. Are you?
Ben, hold on. Look
I
at Nugget's
am.
tail.
I will be using a terrible webcam
Look at
on
Nugget's
a
tail.
old laptop.
Ben, look at the tail. It's got
The
little spots.
eyes look so sad. It's so precious.
He does look very sad. Stop
Sad
hurting your
eyes
baby.
on cats are the best. Oh my gosh, dude.
Aw, she is purring.
I hope this is in the recording because this is so cute.
It is in the recording.
Hey.
Just us petting the cat. This is
Finally,
Dusk's
some
sister.
good content.
Congratulations, you've met Dusk's sister.
I thought Nugget was a boy.
We don't know what Nugget,
Nugget is
is
ungendered
Nugget.
currently.
And this was a
Why don't
stray you guys
flip her
found?
over. No.
This cat, I came home from
Hey,
getting
there she
groceries. I came home from getting groceries and I heard meowing coming from my dad's truck. And we looked around and couldn't find anything, so I popped the hood and she was in there sitting next to the engine.
Oh,
Nugget was in there next to the engine. Nugget is Nugget. Nugget does not have a gender.
okay. Yeah, gonna
I'm
have to get
so
them
sorry.
vaccinated.
No
Okay.
worries, you actually didn't miss
Yeah,
anything other than us. Wait, were you there when we discussed how jank the teleport thing is that we're doing?
Very jank.
How far back are you? Did you catch the commune
we-
spell?
Yeah, so Anne found out that there were changelings nearby. And then
Okay.
Great Wolf called me. And I'm so
Gotcha.
sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So, Sorrow and Calder are going separately. They're going straight to the monastery. Or at least that seems to
Okay.
be the plan.
And everybody in the party except for Cade, Dusk, and Anton are going into the bag of holding.
Yeah, they're gonna go in a vacuum-sealed bag.
Wait, why don't we just
I'm not
walk
gonna
to the
find,
tower then? Because we're still gonna get there before Sorrow gets to the monastery.
Because
Why don't we walk to
he
the-
speeds up a process because we're slow.
But what are we gonna do after we get to the tower?
Let
Try
us
and
out.
figure out the
No.
tower to set it to teleport to the material plane.
And then we're gonna teleport to
Yeah.
the monastery.
But it's gonna take them. Like we're gonna teleport to the tower and then we can set it, but they're not gonna be at the monastery yet.
How do you know?
Right.
Kill that. How long is it going to take me to get to the monastery on Calder?
To get to the monastery, let's see.
A day and a half.
Let's see, 150 miles. It would take
Plus, I expect
Calder
we-
4 days to get to the monastery.
What about that energizing spell that you used on Karg?
Haste.
Yeah. Can you cast that on the dog?
No,
Haste only lasts a minute.
exhaustion is bad.
Haste only lasts a minute. It would get him a very good start.
Yeah, but then that fucking crash would be terrible.
I have retrieved pickles and an ice cream sandwich.
I've retrieved.
Are
that.
you
Sounds like a
pregnant?
feast.
Yes.
Anyways, so no, we want to get to the Tower of Ogildor, and then my guess is that we won't get there and climb it and make it to the top all in 1 or 2 days. I
We
think
have
that's gonna
4
take
days.
correct. So then,
We can see your screen, Kilbud. Don't put DM shit up.
Look at my shit.
my
I'd love
guy
to look at your
looking
bed.
fresh.
Yeah,
Show me your
those are the
stick,
same.
baby.
Those are the same sunglasses I wear and the same mask I wear at work. It's scary.
My guy looking fresh. Anyways,
So fresh, so clean.
but still, that way we'll still be.
Hold on, I can add to it.
I mean, it doesn't matter if Sorrow's not there. We'll. Ideally, he would be, but we just want to go as fast as possible.
You want to go as
This
fast as
seems-
possible?
Like there's
I have
no
an easy
point in
solution.
doing that.
Let's just hit the top. Guys can climb the top, and you
Okay.
guys are going to be flying anywhere.
Yeah, I can
My
also
alter
just
ego is
fly
ready.
us to the top. I think it's not going to take long to get to the top.
Let's do that instead. Go.
So we can spend
The
2
top of
days
that.
walking, and then like an hour
Is the
to get to the top.
Oh my god, while wearing that cowboy hat, I just got the feel that these masks look like bandanas, so there could be an entire like modern western where instead of bandanas they have the surgical masks.
That's an actual thing here
They're
in the
doing that
South.
all over.
That's the
Kansas right now.
coronavirus.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing right now. You're not allowed to be armed and wear a mask.
Hmm.
So people are literally up in arms about it because it's against the law.
Neat.
all right? So let's teleport, boys.
No, we're
Let's do
not.
it. Everyone in the bag.
What?
We
Get in the bag!
let's go. All right. What do we
No
have to roll?
time for questions. Get in the bag.
All right, I guess
I
Dan climbs
still
into
don't
the bag.
understand why we're
Which bag of
teleporting.
holding are we using?
Go fast.
This isn't gonna negatively affect Casper, is it?
Casper
No,
can
the
get
only
in the
person
bag,
it's
and she
gonna
doesn't
hurt
have to
is
breathe.
Anton, who's gonna be falling? What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Casper would be fine in the bag. She doesn't have to breathe, so if anything, Casper's gonna. If something goes wrong, Casper will outlive all of you.
She's already dead, isn't she?
Yeah, Casper's just in the void.
Wait, can Casper take falling damage?
No, she cannot.
So there's no point in her going in the bag.
Casper
True.
can fly.
I still don't
Can she do
understand
the
why
thing,
we're
that-
teleporting. Nobody
No,
has explained
yes.
it to me.
Garrett, we gotta
Whatever.
go fast.
Wait, can't Casper
Okay.
fly us
No.
there?
Let's just choose
No,
one so we can
can't
actually
Casper
do
fly
something
it?
this session, guys.
No, Casper cannot
This-
fly, you guys.
So this is Hangry's logic. This is the logic that Hangry's getting. It's gonna take Sorrow 4 days to get to the monastery. That means you guys could travel 1 day to the tower, do whatever you have to do there, and then travel the other 2 days to the or teleport to the monastery. You have 3 days. If you travel normally, you'll still have 3 days to mess around at the tower.
Just do that. It's easier. We don't have to do any planning. Just go. Start walking now. We're walking. Go.
Fine.
All right, let's go.
Thank God.
I'm gonna keep my coffee.
Though, I do say I love the idea of Anton just falling 150 feet and beefing it.
No, it was great, and I'd totally go with it. But I want to keep my coffin. This is like half of a mech. We're halfway there, guys.
We're halfway there, but
Jared,
no.
Jared, you have
We'll
two
be
bottom
able to
halves
bring
of
it
your
around.
mech.
You guys are playing like some fantasy game, and I'm playing Mech Warrior over here.
He's living in 2076.
Gundam Robo. Alright, so you guys begin walking your way towards the Tower of Ogildor. Sorrow gets on Calder and rides off in a slightly adjacent direction towards the monastery. We're gonna go past the time. However, there is an encounter that happens.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's kill it.
Who does the encounter happen to?
That's what I have to roll for, because you guys have split up.
This is why I wanted to go with, with Sorrow.
Dude, I have a dog.
Okay.
Dusk is almost as fast as a wolf. As a basic wolf, he's almost as fast. I think he might be faster than a basic wolf.
Okay. Sorrow.
Yes.
You are riding through the woods on Calder at full speed, just making your way through.
Making my way.
As you're going through, you see something fly through the air. Calder sees it too, and on instinct stops moving. Like he brings himself to a stop as a javelin lands in front of you. And then on a cliff above, you see a figure come out with another figure following him. And he says something to you in Giant. Do you know Giant?
No.
You do not.
I will repeat what he says in Giant back to him, though, doing the same gestures.
Okay, it seems to anger him.
Does Calder speak Giant?
Calder does speak Giant.
Calder, what is he saying?
I get my notes back up. Okay. He says, "Little bird, you trespass on my hunting grounds no longer." And you see, and you see,
how strong does this man look?
you see, it is a troll. However, it has multiple arms in places where arms shouldn't be, multiple heads. There's a head coming out of its stomach. There's a mouth on its belly button. There's like a bunch of these pieces of the troll that are not where they're supposed to be.
Does it have two
and-
dicks?
You don't know. It has a
Tell
loincloth.
him
So
to pull
it
down
has
his pants.
clothes at least, thank God.
It has a loincloth.
Just
Um,
seduce it.
Following it, you see a creature on all fours that kind of looks like a bear. It has 6 eye holes with glowing orange eyes in it. This very large mouth that takes up its entire snout. I can show you a picture of both of them, actually. Let's see if this works. Can you see that?
Can I see that? I see nothing.
You see
Or
nothing.
you discorded it.
I could Discord it.
It's probably better.
That's the troll. And that is the creature accompanying him.
Does the creature accompanying him seem like it's a beast, or is it full aberration at this point?
It's on all fours. It's what you know from beasts. It seems to operate in a very similar manner to a bonded animal.
It's a puppy.
Alright.
Sure.
Okay.
I want one.
So, I'll dismount Calder. How tough does this giant look?
What do you mean, how tough does he look?
Like, using insight, can I see if I feel like I could take him?
Use
Solo
medicine.
combat? Medicine? Ooh.
You're trying to read his
Fancy.
body. That's a medicine.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Bless you. Me too.
18.
They look formidable at the very least. From what you know from trolls, they regenerate, so you'd have to figure out how to get him to stop regenerating for one, while also fighting off whatever pet he has with him. The pet looks like he has quite a bit of muscle on him, and it's not a hide you've seen before, so you don't know how tough it is. There's a lot of unknown factors here.
I see. I'll give Calder a pat. And
I will
say,
mention.
"It's up to
I will
you."
mention the gray animal stands about on all fours. It's about 8 feet tall.
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ.
The troll standing full height is about 16 feet tall.
The next combat you
Alright.
must defeat on your own.
Alright. Yep, and I'm pretty sure that this thing is hostile if it's upset with me hunting on its grounds.
Fair.
Oh!
Let me
know
bring you
what?
to a visual.
Can you send me my contract real quick?
Which one?
My devil contract?
Your devil contract.
Yeah.
Since you probably can pull that up faster than I can.
I get it from the wiki.
Oh, that's right, it's on the
Wiki.
wiki.
No, it's Wicket.
You want to fight?
I would love to
The
fight
wiki
you.
it?
Link in Discord.
Okay. Cool. So what does it cost to summon? Oh, just so you know, I could have transported us wherever the fuck we wanted to go. But I have to give up some of my soul.
I'm gonna give you a visual so you can get a
Already-
better look at what this man looks like.
Party A agrees to offer their future lineage to Party B.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so. Yeah,
Alright.
What Gilbert's doing here?
It's telling me it's a fight I can win, and I get a Bobo dog.
Easy 2v2.
That's
Easy.
2v2.
Easy 2v2. All it'll
Nope.
cost me is my firstborn. Alright,
No, it won't cost me a cipher for it.
All it'll
Just-
cost me
That
is
is how it works.
One
firstborn.
sperm out of billions.
It's,
Like,
it's
what?
100% how it works.
It is that you might
What
want to
if-
read that more because it's not your firstborn, it's every child.
Well, what if I just don't have children?
Easy scam.
Joke's on you, I'm infertile.
Let's see. If I was to use this, I would lose the comment. I'm definitely not killing this thing hand combat. I feel. I could run away. That's what little bitches do. And this bear looks sick, so I wanna. Does it seem like, from a guess, if I killed its master, does the bear seem like it would go back to its natural instincts?
Roll nature to see if you know what this is. Because that's the only way you would know the answer to this.
picturing
25.
Sorrow standing there just staring at them, looking back and forth
Alright.
between a piece of paper, and they're just like standing still. Like, what's he gonna do?
This creature is called a gray render. They bond to their masters for life. However, they when they reach maturity, they stop breaking off gray renders off their body as reproduction. They are asexual reproducers.
So, I see.
They also act extremely similar to dogs, but a lot more chaotic.
Is this
Bobo,
one
it's a
of that
dog.
asexual maturity age?
This one's definitely mature.
And so it makes more if I cut pieces of it off.
I'm not sure that's what
No.
he said.
I'm
But
100%. I know that's not how that works.
Mind of a businessman.
You shouldn't fight this dude. Like,
or
you're like Calder can fight Bobo, and that leaves you to fight Gamgee,
yeah,
I will-
easy 2v2.
Yeah, Bobo and
who
Gamgee.
is literally 9 times as big as you are.
I will tell you, Bobo alone is challenge rating 12.
Oh my god. But I could
get
get
Bobo
myself some Bobos. But no, I'm
Frank,
gonna.
sign every piece you cut off.
I'm,
Cuts off a piece, waits a
I'll
couple of
give
years for
Calder-
it to mature. All right, I'm back.
I'm gonna hop off Calder, give him a pat on the head, like, and say, "This isn't your fight," to send him away.
Okay.
No, he's going for the
Right.
stylish 2v1.
Okay. Now.
Be like,
Kilwood's just waiting for this.
What are
I'm
you gonna
going
do,
to cast
buddy?
Pass Without Trace on myself.
Okay. They're looking at you. It has no effect.
But
That's
he's gonna
fine.
crouch, and then they can't see it.
And then I'm going to
then
to
you use a
wild
box.
shape. I'm going to wild
Okay.
shape.
Roll upon casting a spell. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. Got it.
Oh,
Rip.
I have advantage on initiative.
Yeah, but they have
23.
2 initiatives. For some reason, deleted one of them, so I get to re-roll him. He rolled lower.
shout out to
Fucking
Gamgee
slow
and
bitch.
Bobo, the greatest
Okay.
named NPCs
So-
ever.
You get your spell off, but they begin like going on guard. Gamgee yells something to Bobo.
Cool. So what's cool is I can't be tracked anymore. So now what I'm gonna do
Why?
is what's called a pro gamer move. Why pass without trace?
Okay. It covers your tracks.
I
It
can't
doesn't
be
mean
tracked
you...
by non. I know.
Oh,
It
it's by
says it
non-magical means.
specifically
Gotcha.
says.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Then, let's see. What's my fastest wild shape? 40 feet.
You wild shape into Bobo?
50 feet. And then I'm gonna turn into a panther and just run the fuck away.
I want to pet Bobo.
Okay. Run your full distance.
Cool, so that's a 50 feet distance. Like 40, 45, 50. I wish I had more map room because I would have just run straight down into the tree line.
So how far away do you run? You're
50
running
feet.
away the direction you came?
Yes.
Okay. So running away, he lets you go. Because you are doing what he wanted you to.
Cool.
Alright, so that's our encounter.
Sweet. And then I still have Pass Without Trace on myself, so I'm just gonna, with Calder, stealth around his hunting grounds.
Okay. So you're going to have to make a stealth check. Calder will as well.
I have advantage on those. And it gets a +10. So that's a hot 34.
Why do you have advantage on stealth?
Cloak of Elvenkind.
Gotcha. Okay, stealth plus 10 to that makes it a 24 for
And wisdom
Calder
checks
as well.
on me have disadvantage.
That doesn't affect the troll,
Damn
because
it.
he can smell you.
That's a
Which means I
That's not a
think
magic
the
way of tracing
pass
it.
without does that affect pass without trace if he's can do it with smell and not sight?
Let me look. Can't be tracked except by magical means. Leave
That's-
behind no
doesn't tell me
tracks or
anything.
other traces of my passage. Would scent be included in other traces?
I think probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
It's a magical
this
mist that
is-
surrounds you, so like I'm fine if you say it doesn't or if it does.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it beats his passive perception because he's not actively looking for you.
Sweet.
Does it beat the gray renders, though? Yes. Okay.
Fuck
You
you,
managed to
Bobo.
avoid them and continue moving on your path.
Fuck
You
you,
can get
Bobo.
rid.
Guys hear me?
You can get rid of the comment
Mhm.
card
Oh,
because that was a hostile encounter.
Got it. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
If I
That,
had
my good
any way
sir.
of stopping regeneration, I would have fought it. If I had any way to stop regeneration.
That, my good sir, was a dire troll.
Yeah, I thought so by the size.
what's the CR combat rating of a dire troll?
13.
It's like 16? Oh, damn.
That dude was dummy thick.
I could have maybe fought him if I had ways to stop his
No.
regeneration. That's the issue with
No.
trolls.
Well, you definitely had ways
'cause
to
I could
stop
have
his.
sold my life.
So he was a special troll, and you could see this. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, because he could show up later. But you saw that he had unique javelins. They looked alien.
Like made from the
They were made of
surface, the rock
similar black material, black metallic material. But they looked like they had a different
Cool.
purpose from just the structure. It's like he wasn't just a dire troll.
shit. It's push over.
Anyways, everyone else travels towards the Tower of Ogildor. Okay. So, for the rest of you, you begin traveling to the Tower of Ogildor, and as you guys start to get close, like you're reaching the base of the tower, probably within a mile of it is when you would first hear it. You hear this low bass noise guttering out from the tower around it, just specifically from the top of the tower. Everyone make a perception check.
I am functionally good at this. I am trash at this.
The turn order is blocking my view. What the heck?
Oh, sorry. We can get rid of that.
Please. Assist.
Dusk has actually been walking while asleep for the last time.
Dusk, strangely, this noise is outside of your hearing range.
You're gonna get headaches. I'm gonna be just fine. Huh.
You feel it, like you can feel the bass, but you don't hear it.
It's like,
It's like that's
purring.
odd. Okay. Cade,
Hey,
you're able to make out the guttering noises It's saying something. Do you know deep speech?
No.
All right, you don't know what it's saying, but it's clearly speaking a language.
Nice.
Is it a continual thing?
I mean, there's pauses in between, but then it continues. It's speaking.
There's some sort of broadcast coming from this tower. I don't know what it is. It might be friendly.
Primitive
Maybe it's an
radio tower.
invitation.
Does anybody know deep speech?
I don't think so.
It's not the same as Undercommon, right?
I know
Is
Infernal-
not the same as
I-
Undercommon.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm clicking
Is-
every
No.
wrong button, but I think I know. I don't know though. Nope, I lost
anybody know
Celestial
deep
and
speech?
Infernal.
Is deep speech the same as abyssal?
No.
One is the abyss and one is deep.
Wow, nobody knows
One
deep
is like-
speech.
That makes sense. It's deep speech. No one ever learns that language.
That's fair. So yeah, it starts speaking deep speech. You can't understand it. Once you get within 750 feet, you can all hear it trying to speak, and it changes. You hear a lot of, for lack of a better term, garble. As it begins, you hear fragments of different languages, and then eventually you hear it start to come into focus in common. And you hear it say, task successful, enemy language acquired, query, or
Ugh.
observation, enemies closing in.
Thanks, I hate it.
Query,
Hey, wait.
Oh,
who
it
are
sounds
you?
like it's time to go.
Very cool.
We are friends. We are
We
here
are-
to have fun.
I'm going back to
Observation,
the trees.
observation.
no harm.
The creatures use friends. Query, what are friends?
Friends are people who don't want to hurt you.
Friends are people who mean no harm.
Not enemies.
Anyone who's
Observation.
not your enemy is a friend.
The creatures identify as non-hostiles. Internal
This is
query. Stand down arms. And you hear just a bunch of garbled noise for a moment. And then it answers, or then it speaks up again. It says, task complete. Arms currently standing down.
Aw.
Hey,
Query,
it
are
does
you
actually
repairman?
manage to make someone stop fighting?
Query what?
Are you repairman?
Where are you? What?
You guys keep talking over the fucking question.
Are you repairman?
Are we repairmen?
I have some skill in repair. Little bits.
I am.
Query,
I am not
what are
so
your
dumb.
credentials?
I learned from Domes how to tinker.
Query, define tinkering.
Working with small mechanical things.
Observation, this isn't enough.
Ooh.
What is the
It's a high
problem?
maintenance machine.
And yeah, as you guys
May I
get
ask you a
closer,
question?
it continues spewing these out at you, and you can see whenever it talks, that red light from the top, that's when it blinks.
Oh, it's the Tower of Sauron. It's the eye. Oh god.
Can we like ask
It's the
it
eye with-
questions?
I
You can
teach
try.
owls.
What's Hal?
You don't know how?
It eventually says out, directive, climb the tower, repair Ogildor.
Directive.
Oh, yeah,
I
no
know I
problem.
can
We
get
can
no.
definitely repair this thing. Easy peasy.
Wally. Wally.
So
Like
yeah,
Hal Laboratories,
you guys
they make
continue walking. You make it to the base of the tower. You see it is a large, as from afar, it is a large black cylinder of this metal that goes up about probably 300 to 500 feet in the air. It's kind of hard to tell how up it goes.
So what are you doing here? What are you?
I'm running out of. I need a. All right. Response: memory core disabled. I do not
Oh.
know.
So you need to be repaired, but you don't know why.
It says the same thing. Response: memory core. It actually says memory core disconnected this time.
Oh. If the core is just disconnected,
And it
I might
says,
be able to fix that.
it says, query, would you like to know ship status?
Yes, I would.
Pinging ship status. Power generators, no signal. Incubation chambers, weak signal. Recreation chambers, weak signal. Planar platform, strong signal. Medical station, no signal. Communications platform, no signal. Ship is inoperable.
Who is the captain of the ship? I
The
am
captain
now.
was James Halliday.
It is Hal. Hey.
It's Halliday. Wait, that's from Ready Player One.
Was there a
I
crew
just
member
went for
named
the first name
Quanish
in
on
my
the
head.
board?
I'll
Right,
be honest, I didn't
cartographer or
expect you
something?
to ask for the captain. Query,
Is there a
would you like to
cartographer?
know Ogildor status?
Yes.
Running
By yelling, dogs Take
diagnostics.
the lead. This is always a
Running.
bad idea.
Running
This one is so
diagnostics.
confused.
Memory core disconnected. Core processors online. Logical processors damaged. Emergency
Is
generator
nobody gonna?
low output. Navigation system damaged.
Can you move?
Observation. Ogildor has no legs.
Oh,
You said navigation system. Why would you need navigation if you cannot move? This is my question.
The navigation
Observation.
system is for the island.
Memory core disconnected. I do not know.
I can fix that. I can reconnect
I'm
something.
gonna
Query,
make an
can
intelligence
you?
check.
Yes, I
A
am
fucking
very
sassy ass
connecting things.
robot. Jesus Christ.
Yes,
leave him
Anton
alone.
knows enough to make a suggestion.
What was your check for? I knew you were
Alright.
making a check. I just don't know what for.
That was me
Intelligence
seeing
to
if
keep up.
Anton knows as much as I know.
He's
Like, if you
an
put two
intelligent
and two
dude.
He is. But I also have the advantage of knowing what technology is. And Anton does not live in the world that I live in. Okay, so basically,
It's like a map.
your systems are down. And we need to bring you the repairman. If we
I'm a
want,
repairman.
you don't know
Response.
how to repair.
I'm
What
here to
caused
fix
me?
the pipes.
Response. Your directive is accurate.
Okay, got it.
I can fix you.
So, Dusk. No, you can't.
What? I bet I could.
You have
I am
never
very good at
seen
this.
something like this before.
It is a tower. I've seen plenty of towers. I can fix it.
Dusk,
Directive.
trust me.
Directive. The memory core would have the last known technician.
See? We can just ask him. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Can you
Easy.
reconnect memory core?
What does your memory core look like?
Response. Memory
That's
core
not a good sign.
physically disconnected.
See? All we need to
Physically
do
disconnect.
is connect it again. This is easy.
Permission to attempt to reconnect memory core.
It'd be easy if we had no deep speech. It's going to be impossible otherwise.
Response. Permission granted. Directive. Find a way into core unit.
Hey.
oh boy.
Response.
All right.
An access panel is on the top of my chambers.
Oh God. now it's time.
Now it's
Shenanigans.
How
All right,
tall is the tower?
everybody in the bag. In the bag, guys. Get in.
What?
Wait.
Everybody
This
in the back.
doesn't. This does
Query,
not.
did
I
you
don't
bring
think so.
spacesuits?
Oh. Mate,
Oh Jesus.
Dusk
What
can
is
hold his
space?
breath for like 10 minutes.
And then you hear another voice come on, a darker voice, and it says, "Air atmosphere detected. Spacesuits unneeded."
Oh.
And it says, "Observation. Spacesuits are not required for this maintenance."
That's
Guys,
a
we've
good
got
thing.
Very
this.
good.
I am very confident that we have this 100%. Let's do it.
Let's go.
I don't know.
I don't
what
believe in
space
Dusk's
is,
competence, but
and I left
All
all
right.
my suits at home.
Okay.
But
Cade, you are a
Yeah.
bird. You carry. You carry
Yes.
me.
Yep.
Everyone else is in the bag.
Why don't I
We
just
fly.
carry everybody one by one?
do you
It's
have
slow.
enough time to do that? Can you be a bird
I
for
have-
that long?
An hour.
Let's do that then. Let's go.
I think.
Go!
an hour.
Fly!
Hour,
Fly, you
hour or
fools.
so.
Or better idea, you get up there, use a big boy alarm, and I teleport the rest of us up.
Why do you have to teleport places?
Because he wants to use it.
How tall is this tower? Actually, as tall as it looks? Because it looks more than like a mile high.
It's not that
Really?
tall. It's about 300 to 500 feet. It's hard to tell from this distance.
At that point,
Oh.
Dusk salutes and sprints up the tower for 360 feet. And then
Okay.
starts climbing the rest.
Okay,
Yeah,
you break the
you
sound
definitely don't
barrier
need
and
to
you deal
teleport
10d10 thunder damage to everybody.
Wait.
Oh,
Is that the sound barrier? Is that one?
I told
it's
you, if
faster
you
than that.
ever break 300 feet, I will make you break
Oh.
the sound barrier. I
Then
think
he
it was
just did not
lower
go
than
there,
that
actually.
last time.
He needs to learn. He's learning. He's doing himself a learn. Let's go. Fuck me up, daddy.
So,
I
you guys see...
like having my eardrums intact.
You guys see, from a standing position, Dusk goes, "Okay," and then all you see is like the distortion of space. As everyone takes 59 thunder damage.
I don't take that much. I have resistance to. Oh shit! It was thunder damage. I
I'm
thought
so
it was force
sorry.
damage.
I have 5
so
HP.
sorry.
Wait, hold on.
As he
I
goes,
have
Wait,
two.
wait. It's thunder damage.
is thunder damage.
I think I just died.
What do you mean you just
Are
died?
you serious?
I've got 57 health. You just knocked me down.
Yeah, you go uncautious. Boo.
God damn it!
Look what your speed has brought.
And Dusk, you begin running up the tower. Before, as you get up, you take a step on the tower, and every step on the tower, you see it glows red behind you, like your footsteps glowing red. And the tower says, as you're running up, it says, "Unknown genome detected. Activating self-defense protocol."
Jesus
Oh, shit.
Christ.
I have 2 health. Wait, what's this?
And you see as panels above begin to open, mechanisms begin to come out from them and aim towards you.
How high up is he? Right now, how high up is he?
You make it your full distance before the panels can fully open. So it's as you get to the top. You see these panels opening, but they can't see you from here. But its defense protocols have been activated. Anyone want to revive Anne?
If nobody has
Can
healing
I-
spells,
do I
will
have-
make a medicine check.
I think I do.
So, am I currently in danger of being shot at?
No, not at the top.
Okay. So,
If
he'll
the
just hang
tower
out
doesn't
there.
do it, I will.
Okay, Dusk had no idea that would happen. So,
It's happened to
He
you
had
before.
No idea. You would
No, it
run
hasn't.
past, you
This
would
is the
still
second
have
time it's
party.
happened to you.
This
Has
is the
it?
second
What?
time. Yeah.
I don't remember the first time.
It happened during a street chase.
Oh.
Uh,
Well,
Yeah.
I can't. I don't want to metagame now, so whatever. Unless you will let me, I'd say I'd keep it at the minimum. But otherwise,
It's already been done.
yeah.
But you reach the top.
He is gonna hang out and wait for them to teleport.
Okay. So you want to
It's-
ring the big boy alarm?
Yes.
I can't find my spells. Where the fuck? Hello?
Hi.
You can't find your spells? Isn't any of them?
Yeah.
There's a spell section on. What are you looking?
You can cast
Where are
Healing
you
Crystal.
looking?
My character.
Roll 20 or D&D Beyond?
Roll 20.
Okay, Roll
they not
20 has
show
a
up there? Oh,
separate
God.
page for spells. So if I just there, should see them now.
Oh Jesus! What just happened? Okay.
I changed you to the spells page.
I have healing spirit. Would that help?
Yeah, that
in
would
this
heal her
case,
for
or does she have to be
10d6.
conscious?
No,
That would heal all of us, yeah, except
Do
for
the
Dusk.
thing.
Yeah.
that is a
It's a one
That-
person.
that is an exploit. Is healing everybody. A
I think we
well-known
don't do
exploit.
that one anymore.
No, we don't do it to begin with.
It's a one person. Don't do that one.
If you want to use it as a heal, there is the new version of the spells adds the thing to that it heals a number of times. After it heals a certain number of times, the spell ends. Which I think it's 1 plus your spellcasting modifier. Which for Tova makes it 2. It can heal twice. Apparently.
Okay, so what do I need to do? It's fancy.
Let me check out this spell.
Oh,
Let me
never
make
mind,
sure
it's
I'm reading this right.
Anybody want to watch me eat a pickle?
Actually, I would love to.
Spirit can't heal constructs during
I
dead. The
apologize,
spirit can
I
heal a
kinda
number of
just tried to
times
eat
equal
my
to 1 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. After healing that number of times, the spirit disappears, which means it can heal 2 times. So it would be 2d6. Wow, they heavily nerfed that. That doesn't seem right.
I'm gonna put my pickles away. We're back.
Yeah, it's a very well-known exploit with Healing Spirit to place the Healing Spirit, and then everyone spends every turn dashing through the Spirit, so everyone heals a d6 for 10 rounds, making it 10d6 to everybody. That's how the exploit works. They've never quite been able to figure out what to do about that. I would say if you want to do that, I would allow... it would be 10d6 split among everybody.
No, I don't want to exploit anything. I was going off of what I remembered the spell being, and I remembered it being not what it is.
Yeah. I also had to come up with a version of it for my healing crystal spell. After
shit.
Mijo over here abused it in a one-shot.
Okay, I was unaware the second one was an exploit. Okay.
It's not really an exploit. It's just super good.
It's
Well,
exploited
too
when
good,
using
the
it
problem.
outside of combat, technically. Because it's not intended to be
I-
used that way.
I thought it
You
was
said
not.
2d6?
Okay, Ash.
Is that what I'm rolling then?
Were we really outside of combat if we were inside the belly of a Tarrasque?
See?
I'm going to give you the full 10d6 since it's only one creature using it, and it seems like, I don't know, 2d6 is not a lot for a second level spell.
True.
And
So 10d6.
Yeah, 10d6.
Dusk is going to begin casting
Okay.
Prayer of
Wow.
Healing at 4th level.
Okay, and you are back up with 30 hit points.
Thank you.
I assume.
I
you
love how
activate the
for
big boiler alarm
Anne,
first?
it was
I
the
did.
shockwave happened, and Anne wouldn't have even known why, because she'd be immediately knocked unconscious by the shockwave itself.
She just
The big boy alarm has
she
been
literally
used.
just wake up and be like, "What the fuck happened? Why again? What did I do?"
Tova is getting her rolled up
Okay.
newspaper out and getting ready.
All right,
Okay.
so Kilba, he used big boy alarm. Make sure you mark that charge he used, or is it a one-time thing?
He
I
has
think it's
he has to
one-time
mark
thing.
it.
Two.
We made it 2 time. Yeah, he has to
Oh,
mark
2
it. I
times?
can't.
Okay,
I charged
Yeah.
it.
got
Did
it.
the
All
thing.
right, and then
then-
you're going
then
to
I
teleport up there.
Dusk has begun casting prayer feeling.
Yeah, I heard you.
I-
That is a
Dusk is
10-minute
grounded.
cast time, right?
Well-
Is it 10 minute or 1 minute?
10-minute.
10 minute. Okay.
But
gonna
what are we
be a
gonna
while.
do? We just all of us lost 59 health. We're gotta do
Fair.
something.
Excuse me, I only lost 30 health.
You weren't
Okay.
raging. You should have lost.
No, he
No,
has
I have
resistance to thunder.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I should be able to heal
let
48
me look
plus
at the
4. 'Cause I'm using 2 key
specifics
points.
of the big boy alarm. Okay, so you have their precise location. I'm gonna say, yeah, that's automatic success. I'm not gonna make you roll the teleport for that.
Temple Lord.
So everyone else converts into the electrical orb that flies up the tower. The tower's defenses like fire at the orb as it's firing up. Of course, it just passes through it. The ones that do hit it, and it goes up to the top, lands, and explodes out into everybody who is now on top of the tower. And
All right.
the tower responds. It says, "Response: Well done. Directive: Enter tower. Caution: Cannot remove self-defense protocol."
Big sad. Definitely gonna heal.
No worries, Ogildor. We can handle ourselves when certain people aren't blowing us up.
It was an accident. I'm going to heal you now. See?
Observation: I am Ogildor, and you see what you hear when it says Ogildor. It's
The door opens.
garbled. It's messed up. Like it. It doesn't sound like it's trying to say Ogildor. It sounds like that's just what you're hearing out of it.
Could you say that one more time? I heard it, but my brain didn't process it.
I am Ogildor.
No.
Ogle the door. Should I roll my heals?
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody.
I don't
You guys
know
spend 10 minutes up there. I'll move the
24.
you are here to the top
Nice.
of the tower.
That's actually decent healing.
Yeah, everyone regains 24 hit points. Gotta love sound barriers.
Hey, back up to 93.
They just fuck you at the worst possible time.
I have learned my lesson.
A
Only
response,
use it
'cause
as a weapon.
I went through it rather quickly. So there is Ogildor's,
Yeah, thank you.
his status, and then here was ship location stats, but I have to modify a bit because I have extra information here that I didn't tell you.
Bruh, this poor man's broken. Let's give him a hug, dude.
Anton, you're drunk. Go home.
No, I'm not.
Dusk hugs the tower.
He wants a hug.
It glows
The
red,
one that
like
tried to
as you're
kill him.
hugging it, the area where you hug is glowing red.
Yeah. This is the one that tried to kill him, but he is too fast to death.
He's too fast for life.
Yup.
He is Sonic, dude.
He literally did the Sonic. I don't know what you mean.
There's a lot wrong with this boy. Alright.
Okay, let us go. We have to find the memory. What do memories look like? Do memories have a form? If you looked into, like, open to my head right now, would you see my memories?
First, you have to.
Anton,
first
do
you have
it.
to open.
Do it now.
First, you have to open the hatch.
Anton, open the edge. I can help.
I will open the hatch.
So Anton, you go up to look at the hatch, and you see it has writing on it. It is in a language that you do not know, but you know
Tower,
it is
can you-
not. It is not deep speech.
Does it look like big and bold?
Yes.
Does it-
Yeah.
Because a lot of danger keep out signs are read and or written in bold big letters.
No, it's more words than that,
Got it. I opened
and it
the
looks
door.
like some kind of logo.
Logo.
Is it something Tusk could read? He knows 4 languages.
No, this is an alien language. None of you would be able to read
Oh,
this without
what?
magic.
Okay.
I have magic. I can make it so we can read it.
Not worth. Go through door.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fuck
Okay.
in.
Door.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention anything. I mean, I can make it so you can read it, but you don't really need.
Anton, are you trying to open this door with your brain or your body?
Well, I'm gonna pull on the doorknob and see if it works.
Okay, roll an intelligence check, straight intelligence, to see if you can figure out how to open this door.
Oh boy. This is the wrong tab.
You look down at this hatch and you see there's no doorknob or handle to pull on. There is a circular thing, contraption in the middle of the door. There's no handle, and you're like, I don't know how to open this.
Yeah, no, and that's what he says. I don't know.
Does
how
it
to
look like
open
there's
this.
anything? Is there anything nearby that looks like it goes into that hole?
No.
These
Uh,
nuts.
What if
give me
you
a moment
press on
to
it?
give me a moment to get a visual representation of what it looks like. All right, I'm posting in Discord.
We don't have any smart boys with us.
I can't.
We don't have the
find any
droids.
Zipperoni.
Maybe I think I got this. I can open the door. No
Stick your
problem.
tail in it.
That's not
Alright.
a good plan. I'm going to open the door.
Dusk, roll an intelligence check.
Where is? There we go.
Nope.
The thing, the inspiration.
Inspiration, go ahead. Nope.
Damn.
Like,
2
huh.
nat ones.
You try to move things around, nothing moves. And the tower yells out, "Observation! It appears you're having trouble with the hatch. Have you tried
Yes, but
using
still-
the keypad?"
I have not. Thank you. I want to look around for a keypad.
Roll an
no
intelligence check with
keyboard here.
advantage.
Oh boy, I'm probably gonna botch this up, dude. Let's heckin'. Nope. Go.
Can he do it? He can! You look around and you see there's one section of the hatch that looks like it's a compartment that can open. And you unclick it and open it up, and you see there's 2 buttons that says open and close.
I press the close one.
Or, sorry, you don't know what it says because it's in a language you don't understand. There's a green and a red button.
I press the green one.
Okay, you click it, the hatch goes, turns sideways and opens downwards. So, was anyone standing on the hatch?
Anton was probably kneeling over it, and he gets
Okay.
jump scared by this thing moving.
And it opens up underneath, and peering inside, you see the cylinder is hollow. And floating in the middle of the room is another metallic cylinder that has a bunch of LED lights flashing on it. There's a lot of places in here look like rough and tumble. There's a lot of wires going everywhere. And there is there's a lot of shrapnel on the ground. The other thing you notice is there's no gravity in this chamber.
Oh.
Ah.
Dusk is climbing on the walls, looking around.
Have you seen the
Yeah.
videos of cats in space?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he would absolutely be panicking.
Dusk, there are so many glowing buttons here.
Oh god, he's hitting all of the
no.
buttons.
No.
Oh
Is he
no,
actually?
Let me-
please.
No, let me roll. What would an impulse check be?
Probably wisdom.
Can Tova just like hold on
Okay.
to his back, like just grab him by the back?
Anton probably like starts to go in, feels that there's
Instead-
no gravity.
He just kind of
And-
hops in,
Yeah.
and he's just seizing up
Tova's
in
in,
space because he can't grab
100%.
onto anything.
Yeah. And then the tower calls out. You hear the voice rain. It booms and echoes throughout the chamber as you hear the task complete. You have entered the core processing chamber, and like the entire room glows and blinks as he talks. But you can tell the source is that middle cylinder. And then
I can.
a hologram pops up with a
Hi.
a pixelated face on it, and it says, "Hello, I am Ogildor."
Hello, I am
Casper's
Dusk. How are
gonna
you?
go right up through that hologram.
Yeah, and well, all of you know it's clearly something that looks human. Whatever it's trying to pixelate, it looks human. Anne and Dusk, your guys' passives are high enough that you know it is a woman, not a man.
Oh. Whoa, man!
Goddamn, never mind.
It's a tower. It's like the most masculine thing you can possibly have. But also, hello, I am Dusk. How are you?
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
Hello, Dusk. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking for a
That is
memory unit.
one question.
The memory unit last went here, and like the hologram points down, and you see one of the core on the cylinder. There's a side of it where there's a piece missing, and like all of the LEDs around it glow green to like outline it, and then it says observation, memory core disconnected.
Is there anything in the room that looks like I might fit that hole?
Yeah.
Make a
can I
perception
look
I need
check.
to
for that?
shove something up the tower's hole.
No.
Yeah. It is a 350-foot room, so it's both 26 perception. You look around, there's a lot of metal, different types of metals just floating about. You look around and you eventually find something. It's the only thing that you found that is made of a similar black metal. And like, so like one side of it is made of this black metal. The other side is like these silver cubes. They're hard drives.
Fascinating.
You're gonna go look and see if you can plug it in. Just kind of
Okay.
shape it right and
Shape right, connected in. It has a pressure sealing noise as it connects in, and the seams go away. You then hear a like boot up noise, like boop boop boop. Memory core connected. Thank you.
hello.
Error. Not enough power. Cannot enable memory core.
Fuck.
What if I
Uh.
did a lot of thunder? Would that help?
No, that would not help. I'm begging you, Dusk. If you
Directive.
do a lot of thunder, I will hurt you very much.
Directive. Please use the hatch in the bottom of the room to access emergency power.
That seems easier, not gonna lie.
That does seem really easy. Dust is gonna yeet himself down.
Okay. Whew. Flying through the room.
Anton, are you coming?
Anton's coming, but he's being as careful as he can.
Dusk is enjoying himself immensely.
The
Don't
LEDs
get
follow you
stuck,
guys.
Anton.
The LEDs follow you guys to where there's this tiny version pixelated hologram just like in the corner of your view, and each of you have one of them.
Huh.
As you move throughout the room, just the LEDs are creating these as you go through.
I mean, Anton just doesn't want to push buttons that he's not supposed to.
And you reach the bottom of the room. You see there's a second hatch there. This one's already open. And
Nice.
looking inside, you see a large box that has a second box slammed, like dented into it. And there's electricity like flying, arcing out of it every so often.
Well,
Is there?
Give me a second. And I'm going
Some-
to try to like remove the second box that's impaled in the other box.
Okay.
I'm aware that I will probably get shocked. This is
Yeah.
worth doing.
And are you saying, is there anything more neat than an anti-gravity chamber?
There's so many buttons.
We're kind of floating around. Looks neat because I mean she's obviously fucking around with the gravity, flying around, having a good time. But like, is there anything like floating around in there?
Death, are you actually in space right now?
Yeah,
Because
right.
that's what it sounds like.
She's the method actor.
Well, that's what you were talking about with anti-gravity, so it's like fucking
There is
No,
no,
I meant,
gravity.
like-
side of it.
We could barely hear you.
No, yeah, your mic's messing up a bit.
Anne is playing with in the
Hello?
anti-gravity chamber. I don't know why
Oh.
she's
Oh,
looking
Who was
for
that?
more to do.
I think that was Eric blowing into their mic.
I'm doing my best.
okay.
I assumed you just ran over to her and screamed. That's what it sounded like.
All
We're gonna
right.
keep this moving a bit. So, Anton, you want to try to pull out this second cube?
Yeah.
Okay. As you touch it, make a Constitution saving throw.
Rage.
Oh.
Gotta rage.
I'm gonna say hypothetically I'm good at this, but I still have a well. That's still a 7.
25. Okay. You pass.
Nice.
Which means you don't take any damage. Otherwise, it would have been a lot.
Nice.
18d10
I'm at
exactly.
94 health. I
Um,
definitely would have lived that.
You would have lived. It would have hurt a lot, but you probably
Yeah.
would have lived. So you grab on his cube, the electricity moving between you. You become one with the current, and your feet happen to be touching the other box, fixing the current. So it's just the current doesn't stop in you. It just goes through you by the least cause. And you grab on and lift the box out, and it floats out into the rest of the room. And now you just have the one dented cube. I'll say with the same check, you're able to grab the door and break it open so you can see inside this other box. And you see a lot of damage gear. There's a lot of what we know in real time to be fuses that have been disconnected. And a couple of wires here and there that you might have to reconnect in some way if you are smart enough to do so.
That's a no.
Anton looks at this
Yeah.
and has no
Definitely.
idea what to do. Well,
Dusk is definitely trying to get a
wait.
sense for what's going on in there.
wait, are there connected wires?
There's a few connected wires.
I think Anton would look to see what's correct, then try to make the incorrect similar to the correct.
Okay. Make a intelligence check with advantage.
Oh, that's not gonna help.
Intelligence.
I couldn't help. It's a +0, so never mind.
All right. Matching the pattern, the electricity stops arcing, stays in place, and so there's no longer electricity arcing anywhere.
That's very good.
And you can see the wires are connected to the fuse slots, where the
Can-
fuse are disconnected.
Dusk, look for another box that looks similar to the disconnected one around the room.
The only one that would look similar was the one that Anton threw out.
Well, the
So there's
disconnected.
no more in the room.
No.
Well, the one that I threw out, was that completely broken, or?
It was just a large metal container.
Oh, was there anything in it? Did I look for that? I didn't. Can I check to see if there's anything in the box?
Yeah, there's fuses.
Oh, perfect.
They
Little
refuse to
glass,
acknowledge that.
little glass canisters.
Can I wait? Can I replace the ones that have broken?
You sure can. Just boop, boop, pop them all in. Once you have all of them in, you see electricity arc through them, and
Scares the
you
shit out of
hear the tower hum to light. Before the tower was completely dark, aside from the LEDs. Now it begins to brighten up to a normal light level.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and
Normal
the tower
brightness.
pops up. We are going to move to something that's less creepy now.
Bro, that puzzle was 6.
And you hear the deep voice go, emergency generator operating at high output, connecting memory core. And it starts, you see, all of you have the hologram, it turns to static for a moment and begins, you just see a bunch of LED lights flashing everywhere. And then the hologram comes back, and it's no longer pixelated. It's clearly a hologram woman. And it says, hello, I am Oracle. And it's a higher pitched voice this time.
Oracle.
No,
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
Oracle.
Oracle. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, I am Dusk.
And I'm Anton.
My memory core is now connected, but I am still missing, or my logical processors are still damaged, so I will be operating at low efficiency.
Is there any way that we can repair them or get somebody who can?
A certified technician could be found within the incubation chambers. Other than that, I hardly imagine anyone here is correctly qualified to work within those electronics.
No, but we got this working. We're pretty good. They didn't believe us, but we said we could do it, and we did it. I know it.
No, Death, she does not.
Bruh,
But
the fucking
I have questions.
incubation chambers sound scarily like a
I have
dystopian
alien.
society.
I have a questions.
I
So-
have answers.
Yay, that's the hope. What are you? What are you?
I am the artificial intelligence for the Barrier Peaks Luminary Cruise Line.
see.
Cruise like pleasure? Like for fun?
Yes, the Barrier Peaks Luminary Cruise is a space station that brings travelers across the stars.
Hold on a fucking second. You can't just drop that bomb like that, dude.
This is
This
is
station was
changing everything.
This station was human only.
I am human. Yes.
Observation.
This is a
you
skin
are
condition.
not human.
Skin condition.
Wait.
Also, disabling, or also, I still cannot disable self-defense protocols because my logical processors are damaged.
And the other one up there, we have two short humans. That one can change the way she looks, but she is human. Yes, she is.
Her genome says otherwise.
Oh,
Listen, I
You're
am
a
the only
teacher.
human here.
She's not a gnome. Or is she a gnome?
She could be a gnome.
Maybe I'll get cookie points because I'm a human.
I can cook one.
Where is this incubation chamber that you mentioned?
She pops up a map of the ship that is conveniently in a very similar circular shape as the Barrier Peaks. And she points towards
Wait.
where you know the Clockwork City is.
can't
Figured.
just.
Oh. Okay.
Bruh.
Follow-up question. How long have you been here? Like these.
She says, I do not have the capacity to record time. I can tell you, however, that the current solar calendar date is the 48th day of Aries during the 38th rotation of the Milky Way galaxy.
Well, thank you. That's very
You
helpful.
can't just drop a bomb like this, KB. The Forgotten Realms are in our solar system.
No,
What
they're
does
not.
that mean?
Okay, not the solar system, but universe.
Would you
Yeah,
like to
also,
know
okay.
the last damage report?
Yes.
Yes, please.
During our last voyage, the vessel was thrown off course by a solar flare from the nearby sun that took out the ship's systems, including me. During my reboot, the captain logged that the ship strayed into a wormhole. Thankfully, most of the cruise's passengers were still in stasis in the incubation chambers during this accident.
So different universes. Barely. KB out here tying it by a thread
Where do you guys think the far realm is?
far away.
Far Realm? Well, okay. First of all, Mija, that's a great answer.
What else?
Second of all,
What else
I've never heard
answer?
of the Far Realm.
The far realm is
Where
where
aberrations come from.
aberrations come from. It's space.
I don't know.
I assumed it was bad place.
Wait.
The far realm's just space.
Okay.
Bro, what?
So
No way.
Ben's mind is blown. So
Oh,
are
we
there
lost two
supposed?
now.
Two members.
Yeah.
Wicket and Death are both gone.
I just
There-
couldn't handle it.
Hey,
There
she's
she
back.
So are there supposed to be mountains on the ship?
I do not
Or
know
a
to
forest?
what you refer.
So there are not supposed to be mountains here.
Are there mountains? My navigation system is damaged. I cannot see.
Just
Yes, there are mountains and cities
and a forest and cities. Yes.
forests.
There might be a
I
swamp over
have
there on the
been-
map.
I have been driving blind since my last reboot.
Okay.
All right, well,
Could you get us to the prime material plane if we asked, if we needed to?
no.
I do
we
not
would need to
know
fix
of
the
your
navigation.
planner system. Should my navigation system be fixed, I perhaps could help you.
Okay,
Okay,
so we
so
need.
that's how we get home.
But
To go
I
to
would also
Clockwork City.
need captain's clearance to go off course.
Who is the captain?
What if you already
Where
are
is
off
the
course?
Captain.
I am the captain now. But also,
No, you're not.
for real.
Where and who is the captain?
The captain, James Halliday, was last recorded here, and she pops up a new blip on the map in the Lair of the Beast.
We have to
Is
go
he
to
the beast?
So many places, dude.
Who is
Well, I think-
the Beast?
Yes. Do you know who the beast is?
No,
You asking me.
mentioned a beast.
That is where you pointed. Is the lair of the beast?
That
I assume
is
there's
the
some form of
captain's
beast there.
chambers.
Is there a way to move quickly through the ship?
I mean, we're floating.
That's a great question.
All passengers were equipped with cruise chairs that would give them further passage, quicker passage through
It's
the
Wally.
It's Wally.
Yeah, it's actually Wally.
Are there
I
extra cruise
I want to keep
chairs?
my bones.
I got it. I found it.
What? That's such a crazy sentence.
Chairs.
I want
the
to
chairs
keep
steal
my
our bones.
She only
It's
kind
Wally.
of wants to keep their bones.
Well, remember how
Ben,
in
do
Wally,
have you
like
heard
they
of
started
Wally?
losing bone
Yeah, they
mass?
do lose their bones.
But not
They
all
do.
of them.
Mostly.
They're boneless. It's a
They had
boneless
like 6
person.
bones left, including the skull.
It's not
If you could
boneless
get-
humans. You can't. What?
If you could get crew access, I could allow you into the lower deck.
How do we
How
get
do I do
crew
that?
access?
I would imagine you would need a crew card from one of the crew in the incubation chambers. Or
Alright, so-
I
elsewhere.
want
That's
to
where we
order
go
a
first.
boneless pizza, please.
Or where?
Or elsewhere. Every crew
You-
member
that sounds-
has an access pad.
Where are all of the crew members right now?
The clockwork.
Pinging crew members, you see
Oh.
about 2,000 pings start beginning.
Oh no. Oh no.
Almost all of them do errors, like no connection, except there's a good portion of them, like about 100 or so, that ping within Clockwork City. And then there's a couple more that just ping in almost random locations. There is one that does ping in the monastery.
That's a lot of bone.
Okay. Hear me out. The captain is the person we're going to see in the monastery. Okay?
Captain Halliday is north.
That's
Can
north
you ping the captain?
east.
Ping, Lair of the Beast.
He's not there.
All right, thank you, Oracle. We will be back shortly with a crew member.
It's time for me to metagame and look up the blueprints to the Wally ship.
I couldn't find it, so if you could find it, I would very much appreciate it.
Bet.
All right, so she can also ping where the other locations on the ship are. So, like, if you guys want to know where the power generators are and such, I can show you those.
Oh yeah, hold on. What all is she missing?
The power generators have no signal. The incubation chambers had weak signal. Recreation chambers was weak signal. The planar platform is strong signal. The medical station is no signal. And the communications platform is no signal.
Okay, so the most important ones. Okay, planet platform seems important, but that's that strong signal. We probably don't need recreation chambers.
I could tell you all
Meta-
of them.
Yeah.
What?
I can tell you
Just
all
do
of them
that.
if you want to know just where
Yeah.
they are.
No, I'm
Okay.
just
Yes.
thinking of which ones we need to. This is.
We
just
want to
been-
know where all of them are.
Okay, true. Yeah.
All right, power generators is at Mailer Max. The incubation chamber, you already know, is at Clockwork City. Recreation chambers is at the Gloaming Crag,
Gaming crab.
the Gaming Crag.
Close enough. In fact, as it is a
the-
recreation chamber.
The planar platform is at the monastery. The medical
sounds really
station. The medical station is at Fruhampbrook.
Sorry.
And the communications platform is north up here in Uncharted Territory.
Do you really want to split up?
No.
Really? Because Tova and Dusk can get through the forest pretty damn easy to get to Clockwork City, while you guys go finish the monastery. But also, that's a bad idea.
Okay, hold on. We need to.
We needed to
I
Put
told
them
you guys
into
this campaign would get
order.
complicated.
of what is most important.
Okay, wait.
So
no.
I think
Can we?
the most
I just wanna-
important.
I just want to let you guys know, Sorrow can teleport us back to Waterdeep in an instant, within an hour. It only costs him 3% of his soul, but he can do it.
Yeah,
5%
let's not
of
do
his soul.
that. Okay,
It says 3.
That's a 5.
It looks like a 3 on the contract. Oh, it's fine. It's 1 stat
Ash.
point drop.
participate in this conversation. I think the most important thing we need to do is talk to the monk. Figure out who he is, what he has to say. Next up
His
would be
name's
to go to Clockwork
Grand
City.
Master.
or the lair of the beast. We'd have to pick one of the two.
Okay.
Those would be
Wait.
Counter proposition. We go to the monastery, and then half of the party goes up to the lair of the beast. The more like sturdy half, and then the more stealthy half goes down to Clockwork City.
Okay, but Dusk is both probably the most stealthy and one of the better fighters.
Sorrow is a lot more stealthy than Dusk now.
Dusk
If you
It
guys, if you
Dusk
guys
and-
all split up in different ways, it is going to make this. We're going to have sessions where it's just 2 people at a time because these aren't like quick
Yeah.
events.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't-
it'd be best if we went to go together.
Yeah.
But also, how much time
Because that
would
would be
take?
faster.
It might
I
be
wonder-
risky, but
Okay.
we can.
We have 10 days remaining. I'm telling you guys right now, I can get us home within an hour, provided we complete
We-
our objective.
So that means the lair of the beast is the best. We go monastery, lair of the beast, and then Clockwork City because that's the way we get home for sure.
We don't have to go to the lair of the beast whatsoever, is what I am saying.
Why
Wait,
wouldn't
hold
we?
on, guys. I
All
Maybe
we
we only
have to
need
do is find
information.
Job Lob.
Guys,
Yeah.
let me just verbal process for a sec, because this will just help me make
It's
sure
a
I
lot.
know what's going on. So we need to find Qualish. That's why we're here.
Yes.
As of right now, our only lead on Qualish is in the Monastery of the
Pick that
Distressed
area.
Body. Correct?
Yep.
Yes. But also, we don't know the captain. He could have more information. He could be a crew member.
There's
There's
something
There's
to
a
we have-
new
note.
member at the monastery.
There's something to note. The monastery is the only one that has a strong signal.
I had
Okay.
noticed that.
So if we go to the monastery, then from there we can decide all this. If we want to head straight home, I can have us
I
straight.
think
If we want to
best option-
continue on this Barrier Peaks thing, I can get us home within an hour. So on 2 days before, I can get us home. It only costs
the
me some
best
soul,
option-
but like I got plenty of soul to spare.
we should save that for an emergency
Yeah.
because we have a way
Exactly,
back without
which
it.
is- Which is why I'm saying we need to hit the monastery before we have this discussion
think-
again.
Let's go to the monastery first. You get whatever information we can from there, and
Alright.
then we move on.
I
We'll make a
teleported-
decision after we get that.
Oh.
So it was
We have to wait 2 more days.
One more day,
It
because you guys took 3 days to get here, right?
What?
No, we took
Day
one
and a
day, and we've been here for a couple minutes.
it's been more than a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I'd say it's been about an hour.
less
or
than
so.
a day.
It's been multiple hours. You're messing with technology that you don't know.
Oh,
That
yeah,
takes more than
true.
an hour.
I mean,
I'm probably
we've
took
been here for a
like
couple hours.
25 minutes per fuse.
None of us are Tony Stark. It's taking time.
Yeah,
So
that's
wait,
Levi.
So what? We can assume there's one more day of travel for 3 days, right?
Um,
So one more
The-
day of travel.
Oracle speaks up. She says, "It seems I appear to be very high in the air. If that is the case, would you like some spacesuits?"
Sure.
Yes,
Yes.
it's very fashionable.
Oh my god, and in a little spacesuit.
One of the doors of the internal cylinder opens up to reveal a bunch. First off, nothing, and then something comes down and begins 3D printing suits to custom fit.
Oh, that's good. I was worried about my tail for a second, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oracle speaks up. She says, "These spacesuits come with built-in flight suits for emergency landings."
How,
Could've used that.
how far
Light
can they
suit.
fly? How far can they fly?
That depends on how high you are.
It's for
From
an
360
emergency landing.
feet up. How far can they go from 360 feet up?
My logical processors are damaged.
Well,
Okay, KB, I don't need you to cop out like this.
I cannot do much math.
well, how long can
Just
they
have Dust
fly?
test it.
No,
Just
guys.
throw them
They
out
are
the window.
flight suits.
Hold
They
on.
can fly forever so long as you have gravity not pulling you down too far.
Wow, helpful.
All right, so I say we use those not as a first effort. We use those as a backup.
That's usually what emergency means.
Correct, but it was sounding like they weren't considering it that way.
Well, I think they're
also
only gonna
have
work
enough
if we're high up.
materials. I also have enough materials to make a phaser. Would you like one?
What is
No.
a
Yes,
give it to
phaser?
me.
Yes.
Yes,
No.
I
Tell
want
me
it.
what it is
No.
while you're making it.
Mixed response.
Don't listen
Yes,
to them.
yes, we would like a phaser, please.
Dusk would
Okay.
100% yoinks it. I want it.
So she begins 3D printing a gun.
A gun.
God
A
damn it.
fucking gun. My shields are nothing, dude. They have guns. We have a gun.
We have laser guns. Dusk has a laser gun.
What
And
does
I'll
the
give you-
phaser do?
Why?
I'll get you the stats for that phaser later.
Wait, she only made one?
She only had enough materials for one.
Oh,
Kate is salty.
That shouldn't go to Dusk. Dusk has other
it
means
should
of fighting.
go to Dusk.
That should either go to Tova or Cade.
Chaos crew.
My protocols tell me that I should inform you to not use it on locals as it can create instant death and explosion.
That sounds promising. I
Dusk
can
can
do that too
already
with magic.
create explosions by
Yes.
himself.
I can't
As
create
we saw earlier.
explosions. You should give it to me.
You can make fire from your hands.
That's
I
not an
actually-
explosion.
Neither of you should have this.
I give it to Tova.
Why?
Join Kid from Dusk, who's now a sad kitty.
Anyone who's able to pull the trigger can use it.
Because Tova
I can pull a trigger.
Tova can also pull a trigger.
I think it's probably best to go to Tova.
This is not technically a firearm.
And Anton hands it to Tova. Tova, you're literally the only one that I can trust to not kill us all.
But I have really
Ship
good
it.
aim.
Ship it.
Ship the gun? Where? What postal
No.
system?
UPS.
Tova and
But also,
Gnome Machina
Oh.
because we're getting married.
yeah.
You guys hear another announcement tone, the beam, beam, beam. And she
Oh my
says,
God.
navigation system has been repaired. Like, you all look around like, what? And you see Karg has been messing with the wires. He's like, oh, hey guys, I did it.
Precious. Precious.
No way.
You know what?
Anton
Because
gives
Anne
Karg a
walks
hug.
up. Anne walks up to Karg and offers them some of Jalester's fucking hangover cure. You want some alcohol for that boy?
He's like, I don't know what this is. Fuck, his voice. What was Karg's voice? It's been a
He
while.
had a British accent.
Yeah, he had a
No.
British accent.
He definitely had a British accent.
He actually did have a British accent. though.
He has a British accent. Why, KB?
We're all trolling KB.
He did have
We're
a
not
British
even.
accent.
He actually
like-
Make
did
it a
have British
Polish
It's
accent.
like deep voice
We used
like
downtime to give
this,
him
or
a British
kind of
accent.
gargly. Something like that.
But also British.
He was
This
I'm
is
an
British.
going.
You got voice training
I'm going with this for now.
He was British.
We pay
Oh my
Actually,
God,
for
no.
voice training.
Alright.
Karg takes the
Cowboys
alcohol.
kicking
Karg takes the alcohol.
Sweet. He can't have all of it, but he can have a couple good drinks of
He
it.
takes a swig.
Alright, that's good.
So Oracle begins processing things around here. She says, would you like me to begin scanning the environment? It would require several hours, maybe days.
Yes, good idea.
Sure.
Do that.
Can you
Okay.
start the scan and then hold the results until we return?
The scan will give me an observation of my surrounding and your planner system.
Yes,
Sure.
do that.
Go ahead and scan.
That was not
Uh,
an answer to the question that was asked, but okay.
Everybody everybody in the barrier peaks anywhere sees a bright blue
Oh dear.
radius spread from the Tower of Ogildor and just
Right.
keep going until they can't see it anymore. And Oracle says, "Scan beginning. I will have to go into sleep mode."
Oh,
So she can't protect herself either.
The self-defense protocol will stay activated.
Estimated time remaining 2,373 years, 5 minutes, 13 days.
So
So a Windows update.
she goes into sleep time and a bar appears and it has the estimated time and it just says 1.
It just says 1?
Yes, eloquent.
And then it goes up to 2.
Oh dear.
Oh, so fast.
that was fast.
It doesn't have a unit
Yeah, that
attached
was
to
fast.
it. It just says 2.
Oh,
This is like a Windows update.
For all we know, there's multiple bars though.
Yes, when when Dusk goes supersonic, he does
Super,
take
can
the
you
thunder
feel
damage
the
too.
Sunshine?
okay, just making sure. If I can't weaponize it too hard, then it's a big drawback. But I can do it.
It's your trump card.
Yeah.
It's your
Okay.
I
suicide
think
type
that's
noble
called a
phantasm.
Hail Mary.
It's like Dusk goes to break the sound barrier, dies on trying to do it, so you just see his body flying off, just somersaulting over himself.
Oh god.
It's like when you get yeeted by a giant in Skyrim.
All right.
Just ragdolling.
So, yeah.
All right. So, let's hold on.
Let's test out what
So we're
flight
going
suits
to the
are.
monastery.
No, let's
Yes.
go.
Dusk
to
jumps off the
monastery.
building. Dusk jumps off the building.
Okay,
I
Dusk, you jump
instantly
off the
teleport
building.
him back up.
What? That's not how
I
that
believe
works.
he has to be
That's
willing.
not how that works.
No, he's not willing.
He does have to be willing. Dusk, if you
Dusk.
die, I'm never gonna forgive you.
Dusk,
He's a
you
cat.
jump off the
He can
building.
fall.
What is your position when you jump off the building? What's your body look like?
Dive.
A pancake.
Dive? It's like you're
But
stick.
like arms forward. Like arms forward, like a swan dive.
Okay. So with arms forward, you see there's a nylon flap connecting your arm to your belly. And it
it's
goes taut and
oh.
starts carrying air. And like you begin twirling.
He uses his tail to correct himself. That's what it's there
Okay.
for.
It doesn't work because I believe your legs are still closed, right?
Yes.
Since your legs are closed, your arms are open. You're only catching air on one side, so you're just flipping. And anyone who's at the top of the tower can see this happening, where he's just rotating really fast as he falls,
Can he-
plummets towards the ground.
Jesus.
Can you figure out what's going on wrong?
Make an intelligence check.
Probably.
There he goes.
You don't know what's going wrong.
There you go, indeed, dude.
You know
At this
something.
point-
You know something is incomplete.
Something is wrong.
How
Oh,
far
God
does he
damn
have
it.
to fall still?
This would be turn 1. I believe you fall 60 feet per turn.
Okay.
No, let's make it.
so,
Let's make it normal gravity. We'll make it 100 feet. Boop.
You are a third of the way down
He-
the tower. We are eating popcorn.
just gonna
watching.
inspect this suit. He's looking around, looking for anything else. Stops his arms down. He's just looking. See, spread his legs by chance.
Okay, so your arms go taut, but your legs spread out. So then you bring your legs out. You see another nylon flap between your legs, and you catch air in the other direction. So for a brief moment, you stop spinning. Then you spin in the other direction.
He's got he does both. Then he combines the actions.
You fall another 100 feet, so 100 feet from the ground, you've spread them both out, and you do like the Iron Man where you swoop, like almost touch the ground and then fly back up. And everyone has witnessed this.
They work great.
I see now why you didn't give him the gun.
Yes. Yes, I am.
He might be wise, but impulse control is not his strong suit.
This is a field day for Dusk.
This is a field day for Dusk.
This is a field day for all of us. We're still low on health.
Yeah. He probably would have died if he hit the ground.
It would have been 35d6.
Alright, how close can he get to the top of the building? He's gonna try and steer himself back up.
You have taken 143 damage.
Minus 45. So he wouldn't
No.
straight up die.
Some of that is not affected, because some of that is just if it's below that height, you don't take damage. You still take damage normally if you're above that height.
You would have instantly died.
Because I know you have two abilities that negate fall damage. One, I know there's two of them.
One, the first one only matters if you're 20 feet or below.
Okay,
But
so it's you
slow
would still
fall
reduce
counts.
by
It removes
45.
45 damage.
So you'd be alive.
You're a fucking fool.
I'd be unconscious but alive.
You would just crumble.
I would fucking leave you there for the night.
Yeah, how would we get to you?
Flight suits, obviously.
You see how they
Just
work
like,
now.
alright, who's next?
Just send people down until you figure it out.
There's also a flight suit. There's also a flight suit for Casper, by the way.
Yes.
She doesn't need one? Question mark?
You see guys
She doesn't need one,
On
but
the
she
ground.
could
There's
wear.
one for her though.
She could
But
wear
if
it as
she
long as she
wants-
doesn't go ethereal.
But she can participate too.
Can you imagine her like wearing it and then going ethereal like as she like charges at someone so this suit
She
just like
naked.
slaps them in the face?
Ah. What is this tiny outfit? Yeah,
Wait,
the only one who doesn't
who's
get
like
a cool
technically
spacesuit is Summer.
taller? Casper or Anne?
Anne's taller now.
How tall is Casper?
She's
The tower is 350,
Don't.
350 feet tall. So if you want to go supersonic
Yes.
again,
No, I don't. So you guys just see Dusk on the
so
ground
much
start
as like
jumping and
looks
waving.
like he's gonna do that, Tova's just gonna like encase herself in like this ice dome and just like go to sleep. She's done.
Dusk, he's on the ground just jumping and waving, looking excited.
with his new suit. Yeah.
He's just having a good time waiting for people to join him.
All right.
No.
So
Y'all all
are
watch
we,
how it works.
Are we going to the monastery then?
We need to sleep. We need to wait for Sorrow to get there.
We need to
So
heal.
we just, yeah,
All right.
we'll sleep
so
now. Wait till tomorrow.
so we should let's sleep up here for the night, away from the ground and any
Away from Dusk.
away from
Just-
no.
Leave him there. Leave him down
Dusk
there.
can't get back up.
Leave
Dusk can
him.
or cannot.
He can't. He'll die.
he
There's a
he has
gun
to
shooting at him.
supersonic to get back up.
Anton will.
He's
go
got
down.
this. Don't even worry about it.
Anton's gonna jump.
Yes, Anton jumps.
Yes.
Okay. Anton, make an intelligence check with advantage because you've seen Dusk use the suit.
That is pretty
Jesus.
hype.
Rolls a 2.
Okay, I'm gonna
There was
use
a
my
two.
inspiration on that.
Okay.
You technically have
Anton
two
falls
turns.
like a rock.
There
There
we go.
you
15.
go.
That's the DC to mess with this technology. So you jump off, you mimic what you saw him do close to the very end, and hold out your hands and your legs in a star formation, and you begin to glide away from the tower.
Oh.
Do I know how to turn around or
You'll have
Bye.
to roll another intelligence check for that. No, you know how to turn. You know how to turn. But you
Okay.
also
Ugh.
now know that you can get pretty far just by gliding forward.
Ooh.
Like, how far? Like, miles far? Or,
Miles far.
okay, like
I think it would be wise for us to do that
10 miles
instead
per
of
100 feet?
I don't know the specifics. I've seen some flight suit videos and they go like extremely fast.
Yeah, they go very fast.
Are you talking about paragliding?
No.
No,
Like-
flight suits.
Like squirrel suit? Like
Yeah, squirrel suits. Flight
Oh,
suits.
yeah. No, those things are dope. They're awesome.
They are
It's
what we have.
2.5 to 1 glide ratio.
I don't know what that ratio is for.
I don't know what that
A
means.
glide ratio. So for every 1 unit you go up, you can move 2 point, or every. Yeah,
Yes?
That
3
doesn't help
kilometers
me
up,
out much.
you can go 7.5 kilometers horizontally.
Okay, so the
So-
feet you're up. So 350 up times 2.5. So you can go 875 feet
That's not that much.
based on that. I'm going to say it's more than that because that's boring. That's dummy boring.
Yeah.
We just never see
Yeah.
Anton again. He just soars
And
into
just-
the distance.
No, so he circles around and gets with Dusk.
I'm gonna say
Hits the
you
tower.
can go. I'm gonna say you can go 50 miles if you jump from this tower.
Nice. All right,
Yeah,
so
some
we.
damn good suits.
Well, now you guys would have to get back to the top of the tower.
Yeah.
Just
So I land and
stay
then I
at the
teleport
top.
us up.
Yeah.
What
You
is
know,
it
I
with you and
forgot-
teleporting?
I forgot to have Oracle mention that she can open the door. I'm kidding.
Oh.
This will be the last teleport for the day. Or no, yeah, one more.
No, I have one more
Teleport
after this,
us
but
up.
they get restored each night, so not
Teleport us
fully.
up.
It
Do it,
depends on
Daddy.
what I roll. All right, so I'm gonna teleport back up with Dusk.
Okay, so you find your way circling the tower with the flight suit until you land on the ground, and then you're gonna teleport with Dusk back up.
Yep.
This one does require a roll because you don't have the coordinates this time.
This could be bad, boys.
Why don't you aim for the middle of the inside of the tower? Inside of the tower, there's no gravity.
No, but what if we land on crucial equipment?
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
You
we'll be
can't
fine.
land on it then.
We do
If
though.
there's no gravity.
That is. How would it work in no grav? In no grav.
You just
We'll
appear
wait to find
there.
out.
You just appear and you float.
But don't we usually come
The
slamming
energy,
down?
the
There's
energy that
usually
disperses at the end of that isn't gonna harm anything, is it?
Yeah, it wouldn't
All right,
harm
I'll aim
anything.
for-
It's not
I'll aim for the
electricity.
middle of the tower.
It looks like electricity, but it's not actually electricity.
Hold on.
So you're aiming for
'Cause
inside the
otherwise, Kubba
tower?
was gonna be like, "No,
Yeah, just right in the
sleep
middle.
on the
dead
couch."
center.
Okay. So this is a place you have seen casually.
Really, he spent a couple hours in there fixing stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that makes him very familiar. Though,
Alright.
you do have an associated object in the flight suits.
Mhm.
So if an associated object, it's no roll, it's an automatic success.
Hey.
Hey,
So it's you teleport.
disappear.
actually,
And at
really
guys
first,
see-
you guys don't see
Yeah.
us.
You guys see the ball of lightning go up to the top of the tower. The guns fire at it as it goes up, and then it goes into the tower and pops out into the two of them who are now just floating in the space.
I slapped
use
us.
the wingsuit to try and maneuver. That was a lot of fun. Why'd you hit me? That hurts.
You could have died,
But I didn't.
but you could have. You almost did.
No, I didn't. I was in control the entire time.
No, you weren't.
Deception check. I'm kidding.
He is in
Oh,
fact
man.
quite rattled. Where's deception?
Can
Minus
I say
one.
with disadvantage because we saw him flailing about?
I was doing that on purpose. It was
Um,
fun.
When it comes to player roles, I have the player that it's being contested again, he sets the DC.
Got
Like,
it,
what do you
got
think the DC would be for this?
it. Oh, interesting.
But yeah.
I'm gonna
You could
say
also
15.
contest it with a deception check. It could also be contested with insight.
I'm gonna do that because I feel like I wouldn't want to set the thing without I know what his role is. All right. I don't know what that means.
That means you have seen through it.
Got it. Dusk. You can't just go around doing things that will kill you.
Bet.
That would hurt all of us so much if you were to die.
I thought it would be easier to fly. Okay, it's just a little bit harder than I thought it would be. She just
A
said
bit.
you could fly
A
with
bit.
it.
So
Okay.
after slapping him, Anton gives him a big ol' hug and then he
After
yeets him out the top of the tower.
You slapped him in zero gravity. He's been slowly floating away this entire time.
You guys pop
Oh.
back into the tower. You see the number is at 1.5.
Wait,
It went down.
it did go down.
There's still no unit attached to it. It's just 1.5.
Bruh, alright.
Okay. Dust just climbed up the wall and get out.
I can tell you now
That's-
that logo you couldn't read says Barrier Peak's Luminary Cruise.
It says it in
What a
binary.
reveal.
No.
Probably says
says-
it in English.
It says
actually.
in English.
Oh, that's trippy as heck, dude.
But this world doesn't know English.
We only know common. And some other
Alright, so
languages.
let's go ahead and sleep for the night then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Establish
as
a
you
short
guys
watch,
as
sleep.
you guys get ready to rest up there, we're gonna move back to Sorrow. Dashing through on Calder.
The snow.
On a one horse open sleigh.
There's no snow here.
Laughing all the way.
I mean, there could be snow.
Making spirits bright.
Yeah. So
Fields we laughing,
Sorrow.
sang songs
Um,
tonight. Oh,
I first want to know
I
because
was
Sorrow,
gonna
you
smack Anton until he stopped singing.
Sorrow, you
Yeah,
ride for
but-
several
Anton's not
hours,
singing!
guys. Sorrow, you ride for several hours, and then you see the blue pulse go off from the tower. What is your reaction to that, first and foremost?
Not necessarily caring.
All right,
It doesn't do anything to me, right? I don't feel anything.
it
It
spreads
doesn't
past
feel
you.
invasive. Yeah,
Roll,
it's like a wave of blue, right?
yeah, roll a perception.
Okay, hold on. I got a fucking close. Oh, can you roll it for me? It just crashed.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to Roll20.
Sorrow. Character sheet. Perception. Where is it? There you are. 11. Okay. With an 11, it is. You don't feel much. It feels sort of tingly, but you don't know if that's the scan or if that's just like you being alert to something that could maybe be dangerous.
Well,
Like your hair is just standing
Well,
on
then-
end. Or in your case, your feathers.
does Calder look upset by it?
Calder hasn't paid it much mind.
Cool, then I'm not gonna give a shit either.
Alright, you keep moving on. Several hours later, you have to camp for the night. I need you to roll a d20 for random encounters.
Right. Mind you, I cannot be surprised anymore.
No, you cannot. Okay. You camp for the night. And that is it. You don't get any random encounters. You're all good.
That's it.
Sweet.
So, with both of our parties sleeping in different areas of the map currently, members of our parties sleeping in different areas, this is where we will end our session.
Yes, good session.
Yeah, this one was a lore session, because you guys split up from the combat. It's fine.
You blew my mind, dude.
Alright, I'm going to end the recording, and we'll probably talk more about this ship a little bit. See you next
Don't worry,
time.
Alright, well,
guys.
Death and I are out.
I'll post
Our
anything in
phone's
the
still not
comments of
working
the
and shit.
video that are crucial to the anatomy of the ship.